Ahoy, mateys, and we are live. Thank you for joining us this evening in the mystical turquoise waters of Charybdis. I am your admiral, your pirate king at this juncture, I should say this evening, Will Thompson. I run the League of Gentlemen Explorers this night and every night, although, before we get too far into the thing, it should be said that me being the one running the show every night may not be a permanent facet. In fact, we are currently recruiting guest GMs for Shoot Your Shot Sundays and Shoot Your Shot Saturdays, where you come up with a one shot in a group of people that want to get up on a live stream, and we take care of the rest. So join the Discord for details. With that being established, let's get to this week's question. If your character could snap their fingers and acquire any single skill, what would that skill be?
Oh, easy. Magic.
Magic. There you go.
if Cortinus could round out his abilities, or his like, it would be just like, oh, I want to shoot fireballs again, you know? Or I want to like use water. Magic.
Indeed.
My people's traditions.
It's true. Yeah. Being non-magical as a Kraken, I imagine you were probably picked on. They called you Mudblood or whatever, you know?
Like, well, I'm not going to discuss it with humans.
Well, no, I mean, but your other Kraken brethren, while they were commanding the elements as children, you were kind of like, but I got a bone sword. You know? Like,
And maybe Cortinus has some opinions about those water mages that got stuck on that boat as Inquisition slaves that he won't share unless prompted.
Yeah, that's fair.
And I'm pretty sure Bill, his the only skill that he thinks he has left to achieve, and he's pretty sure once he gets this wind magic down a little bit better, he's just wanting to fly.
Just
like, literally,
that's
the only thing left for him to really enjoy even more.
That's fair.
Because he can fence, he can climb, he can mend. I mean, he can help run the sails on a boat and everything else. But and the wind magic, the wind is at his fingertips. So yeah, just to be up in the wind would be
flight. Excellent. Yeah. Fortunately, I mean, you gain a few more levels here if you can still speak. That is, if you stop sampling mysterious glowing bot. Didn't even taste it. He didn't dip his fucking pinky in it, ladies and I just don't know. But we'll get there. Lucius, snap your fingers once.
Lucius Drake would have a real set of sticky fingers. Never been much of a thief. Kind of a failure when it came to that, but yeah, it would be a master thief.
Yeah.
Be able to nick from anyone.
He would be a master thief, better at pilfering than he is currently. Excellent. And last but certainly not least, One-Eyed Jonas. Maybe seeing out of that right eye, huh?
Right, so
regeneration.
Very valuable skill indeed. No, former Captain James Porter would like to increase his ability to shoot firearms. See, he's never been skilled at it. In fact, he has attempted over the years at various stages of his career to become versed in the shooting arts, and just has never taken to it at all. He's been envious of the Marines.
Be a better shot, and frankly, I mean, since that requires a vision roll, that's not in the cards. That's a -2 right out the gate. I mean, who knows? There are magical eyes in Charybdis. Maybe we'll get somebody to shove a gem in there or something. That'll do her. But excellent skills sorted there. I was really hoping that Lucius would have something a little more poppy, because he's gonna need a Benny, audience. If you see his Benny pool. Also, speaking of Benny pools, if you'll note in the upper corner,
why do you have a shit ton of Bennies?
Corner of the UI there, you will see my stack of bennies now for the first time. Let me Vanna White that. Ooh. Ooh, yeah. It is a hideous UI element that I absolutely loathe. It is glaring and far too high contrast against the rest of my color palette, but it is the only means in which I have to display my current Benny count to you. And in answer to your question, dear Lucius, I have so many Bennies because I get one for every one of you, right? And then the audience last week, really, they went to town there. Thank you, audience. There we go. Toa, excellent.
Look at that.
He's gonna need him. Yeah, yeah. There you go. Now he's back up to parity. Hell, but
it's a Benny off.
It's a Benny off. Yeah. Oh, 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, a GM Benny in there too.
That was an accident.
Yeah, I'm sure that was incidental.
They're trying to save. They were trying to save.
Right. Just and another. There's one for Harper. They're coming up, guys. Now it should be said, normally there would be a resetting of said Bennies and adventure cards, but since we left off at such a perilous moment, we're not resetting at the beginning of the show. It will be after the encounters that were transpiring that we will do our show reset. That means any wounds and fatigue, which fortunately for them there is none, the adventure card count and ability to use adventure cards, and the Benny pool has completely stayed static from before. So, with that covered, let's...
Just trying to kill us.
Now, so, dear viewer, allow me to assure you that I had designed a MacGuffin, right? I created a very powerful adversary that it wasn't necessary to fight. First off, there were avenues to avoid this fight. Porter, in character, chose to maintain his honor and do so, right? And then secondly, I had him get handed a vial of poison that on a single slash to this, giant walrus man, with the 200-pound battle ball on the 12-foot length of 200-pound test chain, would kill him, right? He decided instead to cut himself, right? So he has used his poison on himself. Well, I'm getting ahead of myself again. It was just such an episode, ladies and gentlemen. Such an episode. So let's rewind all the way back here, right? To them deciding that they were going to go rescue the barmaid, Azzy Angsley, from Halluin's estate, right? They go marching up there and meet the butler, who allows them into a room draped with furs and lavish statues and garish art. Hallu trying to show his station in the high-backed chair with the fire blazing. Yes, sit, right? All that nonsense, right? You go in there and like, should we kill this motherfucker? Because he was pretty much like, you're all bitches, I run this town, and that's the end of the discussion, right? You decided not to when he presented a contract to Porter, signed in his own drunken hand, that stated that he was good for 3 bouts in the arena, right? And it should be said that some of these contracted opponents that would have certainly ended Porter's life earlier had to be handled swiftly by one Mary Cricket, who was working in the shadows in his corner to ensure that his stupid drunkenry did not result in him being slaughtered. And so his previous opponents had been lackluster, whoever they could scrape up at the time. But at this point, Halluin had finally put 2 and 2 together. This wasn't some one-eyed drunk, right? This was the Captain Porter that just a handful of months before had come into Brigand's Bay as a spy for the East India Trading Company and helped one of his whore slaves stab him in the stomach and then escape, right? Immediately after they're attacked by the East India Trading Company, he loses his empire and has to flee to this little backwater, right? And it's all this guy's fault, right? So he arranges for Indominus, right? Reputed to have snapped the back of a man of war with his bare hands, to have torn off a narwhal and speared it through the heart, right? I mean, this is a gladiator of legendary repute he got here. Right, and Jonas said, fuck yeah, I'm down for that. They go back to the camp to plot, right, to talk a little about, how Jonas is going to die. Coratunis decides that, you know what, Porter, if you're going to do this, why don't you just jot what you know down in a journal, right? Captain Porter starts to get shit-faced drunk, right, and scribbles some stuff in a journal, right, when suddenly Garen Glut is attacked by would-be assassins, and he was naked, just getting to the final steps of the jelly deal preparation. There's one final, very important step before you can bottle it. It might involve his musk, but that's neither here nor there, is it? Right? They demanded the shrunken head from Porter, right? To which Coratunis was like, what the fuck? Right? Because at no point had Captain Porter mentioned a shrunken head or any of the finer points, really, of what he had discovered about the reason the world was drowning or the tools he might have acquired thus far in the battle to prevent it. Right? But assassins threw some bombs, they blackened some tentacles, but did not much else, and they were dispatched. Mongrel came in and decapitated one of them and was feasting on his entrails when an old man that sounds absolutely nothing like Deckard Cain from the Diablo series, right, came up and he was like, stay a while and listen, right? And they started chatting about how they had a likewise goal of meeting up with one Tressa the Red, the only human archmage to ever tread the realm of Charybdis. It is a very, very unusual thing. Only some select Krakens ever attain archmage, right? It's a lifetime of study and dedication. And she nailed it, right? So she apparently knows the secret to why the world is drowning, but lives somewhere in the center of the Dead Sea in the middle of Charybdis, right? Where there is something called the Gullet, which is apparently a series of maelstorms that lead to a rapid down a narrow chasm that kind of goes end of the world style, right, into a bottomless pit at which she lives at the top of at a spire of water. There's a bunch of steps, is what you've discovered about Tressa the Red. And that also, in order to even begin to navigate the area you'll need to get to, you're definitely going to need the figurehead artifact for the bow of your ship, right? That'll give you navigation bonuses in magical rapids, right? And you are also going to need the assistance of a man that has disappeared into the wilds of Torath Ka on an expedition. But that being established, right, the day passes pretty uneventfully as far as all that goes, right? And we get to the main event, right? They decided to split the party, always tactful and wise, ladies and gentlemen. It is never proven a bad decision in the entire history of tabletop RPG. Splitting the party, especially if you can get it 4 ways, right? Hell, if they could split this 4-person party 5 ways, it would be even better. If you could just take half of Porter with each party, really, that would be ideal. But half of them have gone to the arena to fight Indominus and to attempt to assassinate Halu-Haluin, while the other half go to the house, right, of Halu-Haluin to attempt to gather his artifacts, right? The fight goes very poorly for Captain Porter. He uses the poison on himself and nearly dies, and it will require an injury roll should he decide to survive the fight with Indominus. I know decide to survive is kind of a weird phrasing, but I mean, like, really, the choice is up to him at this. It's gonna be rough, guys. It's a real fight. Even with Coratunis having run his sword through Halu-Haluin's head, causing the people sitting next to him to scream and start to flee as he leapt over the bandstand. It was a little, oh my god. Why can I not remember the name of the man? John Wilkes Booth. Holy shit, shame on me. That took way too long. Oh, gross. It was very John Wilkes Booth is what it was. He was up in the theater box. He was like, yes, this is what I want, murder him. And then suddenly, bone sword through the back of the head, like horror movie, open mouth, right, blade sticking out, right? All the fine people of town going, oh my, guards, running off screaming. He leaps down into the arena and just gets right behind Indominus when we close the scene on them. Meanwhile, back at the house, a locked door is, I spent a long time talking up Indominus as the main villain of the episode, like the big bad, but really this door in Haluhaluan's house, they managed to critically fail the lockpicking roll to jam the lockpick in there, and then critically fail the roll to remove the lockpick, right? Further locking the door, and then decided, very wisely, right? Like, I don't know about you if you've ever run a game, but sometimes you say, all right, this could prove a challenge, and I don't want something as simple as a door to be an obstacle. So what I'll do is I'll provide an alternative in the space for my players to utilize if they're observant enough to notice it. They do, after no small amount of coaxing, despite it being bright blue and glowing and very prominent, right? And then instead of pouring a little on the floor, or smelling it, or decanting it into something, or pouring some on the hand, or something like that, young Bill Harper goes, fuck yeah, and drinks the Drano that I had put in there to dissolve the iron lock and or hinges on the door. Thusly, gums recede, mouth blisters, tongue swells, right? Very bad. Only with an exceptional vigor roll and a series of bennies did he manage to not become mute, which is terrible for a couple of reasons. First off, good luck role-playing, right? And then secondly, magic in Charybdis has two key components, right? Unless you are an aquatic species, right? You have to have a verbal component, right? Which is very important, and the gesture component. So if you don't have any arms, you can't do magic. And if you can't speak, if you can't say your magical words, you can't do magic. Right? And considering that Bill Harper's whole I love this shit because I control the wind is the reason he loves this shit, boy, that would be a sad lot. But fortunately, series of bennies, gargantuan raise. That is probably my wife complaining that I am too. Oh my god, Fuddruckers and Lubies are both closing, ladies and gentlemen. That was urgent. Thank you. Let me just mute that real quick. 1 second, let me close down my Googles.
Can I just say something, Will?
Yeah.
Can I just say something, Will?
Yeah.
There was no skull and crossbones on that bottle. Just FYI. Yeah.
So
this is poison. Do not.
You're right. I should have explicitly said lock melting juice. Do not consume Bill Harper. Right? I should have written that. That should have been on the bottle. You're right. Yeah, Fuddruckers is closing.
I'm illiterate. So.
And Lubies. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Lubies is a Texas tradition. It's been around for, since like the dawn of Texas. It's crazy. But Fuddruckers too. Yeah. At any rate, that has very little to do with our spectacle here. All right, but that's pretty much where we left off. Captain Porter about to be turned into a paste. Coratunus right there. Somebody having interloped on the now very stuffy-mouthed Bill Harper, Lucius Drake, and the very badly beaten Azzy Ainsley. I forgot to mention they found it. Alright, so yeah, I guess they found Azzy Ainsley in the cage in the torture chamber where he'd kept her. She wasn't actually sick, so assuming it's a huge plot point. Yes, no, they did recover her. But unfortunately, have recovered her right into a, well, what's this then? Right? That's a really good point, Johnny. Johnny Speak, that's a Benny. Oh, yeah. Even in Idiocracy, Fuddrucker survives, guys. That's rough. But, who's taking curbside service from a fucking Fuddruckers? That's not happening. But, yes, I would like to eat a 6-foot wide burger in my car. Alright. So there we have it. That is the spectacle as last we left it. It's got what plants crave, man. I think we are going to start with Lucius and Bill Harper. Because why not? Who were interrupted in their attempt to heist the figurehead by Dugan, his lieutenants, and Halu's boys, who have poured into the space adversarially. Well, what's this then? They say, tapping their clubs in their palms menacingly. Looks like we have some burglars. Yeah, we're gonna fuck them up. Yeah. Don't get too excited, Crazy Eddie. What are you doing in Lord Mayor Hallowan's estate?
He sent us. He sent us for some one of the crates.
He sent you for one of the what?
Crates, one boxes.
Do you understand what he's saying? I don't understand what he's saying at all. You there. Why are you supposed to be here? I want to talk to your invalid.
I'm Lucius Drake. You may have heard of me already. We were here to pick up a few things and then head our way back to the arena. I suggest you move out of our way before, you might get hurt.
We might get hurt. I think that's enough, boys. Alright. Swords are drawn. Ching, 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 ching. You boys, put down your weapons.
Yeah.
I will go ahead. Bill will go ahead and cast deflection on both of us.
Oh shit! Boof! Nah 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 nah. Oh wow, that's not great. Oh, are we gonna jump back and forth? Ooh, we might. As the initiative clock calls for, that could be rough though. All right. At any rate, Dugan's lieutenant sees you gesture and whisper and says, "Magic!" And the fight's on, right? As you cast deflection with a raise. Damn, good job. Nobody likes you.
And it's going to cost me. Yeah. All right, 4 power points.
You're casting it on both of you?
Yes, so
Okay.
4 power points.
Mm-hmm. Deflection is the bane of my existence as a GM. You really gotta start pumping those modifiers if you want to murder your boys. They do get -4 to be hit, each one of them, automatically, thanks to Fantasy Grounds automation. Ooh. Assuming it functions.
Lucy, you hit one on the left, I hit one on the right.
It's really unnerving, is. The lieutenant is actually going to draw his musket and attempt to shoot you for doing magics. Shot goes off and hits the wall of wind in front of you, flattens the lead ball out, and it just plinks on the floor. That's magic, alright! Get him, boys! Meanwhile, Indominus.
Uh-oh.
Like, for some reason, a Gregorian choir has shown up, right? And they're just standing around in a semicircle, just, it's Duel of the Fates. Just imagine Duel of the Fates in your mind's eye, but don't like hum it, because I'm afraid the stream might get banned. But think, a Battle of the Destinies. That's what we meant. Yeah, Battle of the Destinies. As Indominus is... Order. I want to... I'm not even going to apologize. I gave you an out and you stabbed yourself with it. This is horrific. All right.
You jinxed me when you said do not crit fail.
I did. I went back and I watched it, and I put so much emphasis on it. I put so much emphasis on it that I literally doomed you.
We stopped and said, "This is where." This is like we said. This is where you would rewind at this point right now. Go back to that point, and
yeah, that's exactly it.
So again. This 9-foot-tall, 900-pound Grail, a slavering drool running down his thick whiskered chin with his 8-inch long misshaped tusks, snarling at you, extends his arm, right? And so you assume that battle ball is going to come straight at you, as you've seen a couple of times before. Instead, it ratchets straight up in the sky, and he flicks his wrist downward, and it comes descending like a meteor shot. You can almost see the concussive wave of air building up in front of it.
He got nothing.
as he hits.
He got something.
Boom! You hold up the sword to parry, and even with the magical bonus, the sheer force of the thing crashes through your guard. Dealing infinity plus 10 damage. Just... Holy shit, are you kidding me?
Aha!
Are you you know what?
This is where you kill him. If you say, "Oh, you know what?"
Yeah,
damage
it's
reroll,
true. It's
like,
true.
I don't wanna kill my players.
If I spend a penny on it, but if I never spend these bennies, they just sit there in the corner looking all enticing. And now the audience can see them, so they know that I'm not giving it my all.
Spend their hard-earned points
They
on
did.
those bennies.
They did spend the hard-earned points on those
ever
bennies.
again that you don't want to kill your players.
Every now and then, you know, I want to mortally wound my players.
Sometimes we deserve it.
There we go. That's more. I described a meteor strike building up such a concussive wave that you could see the air coalesce in front of it. I had to wound him after that. And that's an appropriate... thank you for sharing that clip. Oh, yeah, no, I literally verbally warned him not... Hey, you got this one thing of poison, so, hey, why don't you not spend it on yourself? Right? But yes, Captain Porter, are you going to give us a soak?
Yeah, and this comes at a +2. I think that should be automatic, right?
We'll see.
If I roll it over wounds, will that do it?
I think you can drop the Benny over your wounds. Yes, I'm not sure. In some of these systems, they have it automated, and others they do not. Yes, excellent.
Oh boy.
Oh my.
We are starting this game off great.
3 wounds. That's an extra wound.
We're picking up right where we left off.
That is, in fact, an extra wound, and I mean a critical fail. That's the end of that. That's his set wounds. I'm afraid on a critical failure on a soak wound, ladies and gentlemen, you do not spend any points. He is 3 wounds into his wounding. That's just where it's at. Boom! Boom! Just, oh, yeah, you fold under the weight of it, and it breaks one of your ribs, and that additional wound there. Right? It's like he threw a full man at you. Not on a critical fail. No, that's the only thing that I have no impact. They have no impact. The snake eyes is the final say. Yes.
Way to hate your chat, Will.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, I know. Maybe I should have a crit fail remover for like 20,000. No, I like it. It's the only way this thing moves forward, frankly. I mean, otherwise there's no risk. They're heroes, right? They're gonna live heroically forever in sunshines and rainbows. No, I'm not upset because I set up this fight with other circumstances that could have avoided this, and we didn't go with that.
Hey,
mind you,
I wanted it.
Yeah.
I even told him before he swung. I said something like, come on and hit me, or something like that.
He is now. I think Coratunis is maybe like, you know what? Maybe I have the info. I'd be tentacling away ever so slightly, But that's just me. We're gonna go back to Halu's estate now, where Halu's boy is up. And let's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, yeah, he's good. He's gonna run up and swing his cutlass at Lucius and his big mouth and whiff. You know what? I'm feeling. Let's get through some of these bennies, guys. And whiff. Even with that parry, too. It could happen. Next up, Dugan himself comes into frame. He goes, "Oh, it's them!" All right, because he was around the corner. He just heard his boys. "I knew they were up to no good. They're in cahoots with that fishman." And he is going to is going to say, "I'm going to gut both of you like your friend gutted my guard captain." And he is going to attempt to intimidate Lucius. Oh shit, son. Lucius, go ahead and give me a spirit roll.
Just why? Yeah.
Because it's Savage Worlds, baby. That's why. That's why.
Oh, come on.
You just hit me with the.
Oh, yes.
You just hit me with the. Why? He said. Why? Yeah, that's why.
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
I'm Lucius Drake.
Yeah, exactly. No, sir. Maybe you haven't heard.
Never doubted for a second. Not a bit of doubt at all.
Not a bit of doubt at all. And Dugan's surprised. Usually that got him like a fish line. That's pretty, Especially he's got his boys' knives out. All right, you're outnumbered. Why would you be so confident in this scenario? Speaking of confidence, that was... oh, Jesus.
Oh, I didn't even...
Captain Porter remains shaken unless he spends a penny.
Yeah, why not? Why not?
The universe hates you tonight, Rusty. I would rather you not have to sit here through the whole... If you're gonna die...
to do anything.
If you're gonna die, could you do it like 20 minutes into the episode so you don't just have to sit here twiddling your thumbs the whole time?
I'm not able to drop a penny on my shaken... Is it...
Oh, just throw it in the chat. I'll pop it off. That's weird that it doesn't. Oh, because I took it off already. I assumed you... Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah, okay. Yeah, I'm going to move over here.
Not gonna multi-action, apply poison, attempt to stab? You got 3 doses left, buddy.
I guess I could just like take the thing and just chuck it in his face and be done with it.
He just catches the poison. Thank you.
Yeah. Right. What I was originally planning on doing is noticing Coratunis back here and sort of weakly stumble crawling my way behind him and saying, that hurt.
But not leaving. Oh, that's a free strike now.
No, never mind. You're right.
Yeah. I was like, he's like, yeah, bug, boom, just finishes the job. Good Lord.
Oh, I'm going to, oh wait. I want to take the defend action, but I don't know if I can do that after I move.
Yeah, as long as you don't take any other action. You can move and defend. You just
there's
can't attack and defend.
There's a full defense, and then there's defense.
So you want defend on?
Yeah. So I'm gonna do the defend action.
No, it's not allowed anymore. Actually, you're too wounded for it. I've said narratively, you're just bleeding out. You're a broken husk of a man. Just give up on life, Captain Porter.
It's like the Darth Vader like lightsaber up while Luke is just beating him down.
I honestly now in the entire history that I have run campaigns, I have never fucked up a character as much as I have fucked up Captain Porter. Like, if you go back to that first episode, you were not in a good way.
No, from the very beginning.
All right, defend is on. And we are back to Halu's estate for Halu's boy number 2. I'm gonna round the corner. Too many people in line for a shot. He's gonna take some cover.
Lucky bastard.
Halu boy is number 3. He's gonna come over here and swing his cutlass at Bill Harper. And he's going to whip. Deflection totally wasn't even needed. I mean, that parry is magnificent. Bill Harper, you're up.
I know that Lucius, I'm going to get Dugan. And I am going to run past these 2.
You're going to take free strikes from both of them?
Yes.
All right. I mean, you do have
I'm not
deflection
worried.
up.
I'm quick.
I am not worried.
No
Those, my friends, are just last words if I've ever heard them. All right, here we go. First strike. Ooh. Second strike. Yeah, you were good.
As he walks into my cone.
Right, as he walks. Right,
Yeah.
I think you can put selective on it for more power points, can't you?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
With Annabeth pulled, I stack at the Dugan.
You only have to talk like that when you're talking in first person, you know, like that. Describe.
I'm talking to Dugan.
All right, yeah. I'm gonna stab you in the abdomen with my rapier in the back. Yeah, no, I'm feeling it. Yeah, tongue blistered and swollen.
Which does have the poison applied to it.
When I was 12 years old, I stuck my tongue to the inside of a freezer and had to tear away a chunk of it. And that was like the worst fucking 2 days of my life. Nice. Hit Dugan with the raise. Trademark weapon, Annabeth. A recent acquisition in Charybdis. Dealing a wound to him that immediately starts to sizzle and blacken. The point of your rapier catching him right here in the meat of the shoulder. He coughs, and foam comes out of his mouth that starts white, and then quickly goes yellow, and then red, and then black. He collapses in a heap on the floor, and you note that his teeth are falling out of his mouth as all the bone in his face starts to shrivel and suck up. All right, you can see the wound around it suppurating and collapsing and liquefying as the proteins in his shoulder are denatured and turned into a soupy mess, and he dies in an agony, unable to even scream due to the effects of the poison on his body. Good day, sir.
Hey, Lucius, I think Paul's gonna be fine. This stuff works.
Yeah, I do not know what you're saying.
Right, you're like, all right, so you just ran up there and dissolved this bloke, and now you're like, oh no.
Paul
Lucius
got this stuff. It could be fine.
Lucius Drake. Looks like you got 4 of them in there, boyo.
I do, and he's going for it. His cone of cold.
Have you control selected all 4 of them?
I have not.
Do that.
My bad.
And then remember to roll it off the power section of your character sheet.
Got it. Shall I re-roll?
Yep. Boom. Because it does that. Excellent. Now, give us the damage. Now, just normal damage. You boosting it?
Yeah. No.
All right, excellent. Keep going. Oh, holy hell. Kinda cold. Freezes one of Halu's boys solid. He says, I was just young and lacked guidance, as he freezes. Good lord. Yeah, just annihilating these street waifs that were caught up in this, you know, the machinations of a powerful criminal element that proved to provide safety. You just killed all these kids in one fell swoop. Just the oldest maybe being 17. Right. Just shaking Dugan's lieutenant. Probably at the loss of all those kids. You know how hard it is to recruit kids? You gotta, like, feed them a couple of times.
Them kids is dead.
But yeah, he just Kamehameha'd the whole room, turning them into glacial statues. One of them tried to take a step forward and broke T-1000 style, collapsing into a bunch of little pieces that will never coalesce in a liquid metal-esque badassery. Dugan's lieutenant is back here, and he is going to say, fuck this, and he is going to attempt to run. Dugan just got turned into liquid by a sword stab. He doesn't know it was poison. Other dudes out here all like, ha 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 ha, you're all dead! Right? Like, Yeah, Frosty the Snowman's playing in the background. It's a fucked up scene, right? Have a holly jolly Christmas as he's killing these teenagers with cold blasts. That's how I picture it. I don't know. Maybe that's just me. If only we could get the rights, you know? Just, oh shit, I bet you some of that shit is totally fucking open license, though. Some of that Christmas music. I am sure I could get renditions. But at any rate, that's...
I like Toa's idea.
Fantasy Grounds doesn't have the snow overlay.
Oh shit, they do. They do for things like that. Yeah, no, you're 100% correct, honestly. Yeah. Give me 1 second here. This is egregious. We need...
Oh, there it goes.
There you go. It's chilly in this. It's chilly in this motherfucker. Yeah, there you go. I finally got an excuse to use the snow. I was like, well, eventually we're gonna get to Arfk. No, there we go. Full-on blizzard up in here. But yeah, Dugan's lieutenant is going to run because first off, they pay him in booze, which you cannot drink if you're dead. And secondly, he's got to get back up, right? Oh, that was such a sad run. The wind in here whipping up. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Oh, he doesn't make it out the door. You guys are gonna round the corner and just murder this poor son of a bitch. And finally, last but certainly not least, back in the arena, Coratunis.
Oh, goodness gracious. Well, he got around to the side of me. Sweet. Well,
Yeah, he crawled around to the side of you, leaving a trail of his entrails that were squished out his ass. Yeah. No. He's not in great shape.
I've finished my sprint, and I have my ancient blade ready, and we're going to just hack this big ol'...
Mm-hmm.
I think large human down. They're all the same. They're all the same.
Hit with a raise. Boom, catching him in his thickly hided and blubbery back. Dealing infinity damage. Holy hell. Holy hell. So he is... Wait, is he tough 9? He is just... God. Wait, is he just tough 9? He's tough... What's going on there?
I mean, I did 27 damage, and he's tough 9.
Well, he's tough 11, but that's still... Yeah. It's weird. They don't have his right stat block in there. They have his armor, but they don't have his toughness. They don't have the right parry for him. They don't. Huh. At any rate, that's fine. We'll spend one of his bennies to see if anything happens with that there. And he's down a wound. There you go.
He has 3 wounds.
He's berserk.
Alright, so my second attack.
Give me a second here. I gotta...
Okay.
Apply these FX. Let's make sure he has... That's 11, and this is 8. I don't know why. Alright, that's Berserk, and then also he... Well, he doesn't do that until his turn. Okay, excellent. Feel free to attack, yes.
Alright, and then again, with the way his Coratunis' hands are, instead of bending at the wrist, they just kind of swivel at the tentacle and come around for a second strike. We'll Benny that if that misses. We'll Benny that. And we're just going to try and... Oh, that was a 12.
I saw it. It rolled off that 12, man. It rolled off that 12.
We're going to just...
Oh!
We're going to just... I'm just going to try and kill him.
Them all.
Yeah,
there you go.
Hit with a raise.
Every Benny, ladies and gentlemen, as he deals another wound, which I will attempt to soak. Boom! Boom!
Only
Boom! He's pissed.
His intestines hanging out the side of him.
It's a thick layer of blubber, but there is certainly fat sticking out of the series of deep gashes you have left across his back, stabbing him like a whole-ass bitch.
If only I could smell, I could say, they smell bad on the outside.
All right, guys. This initiative step is pretty fucking important. So we will see. Oh, why? Don't be giving him. He doesn't need any more bennies. He doesn't need any more bennies, guys. He's done enough. He has done enough. Shame on you. Shame on you, audience.
Was it 2 bennies from me? Oh my
yeah,
goodness.
He got two. Yeah.
I think he is. Will's trying to assert his authority.
I am my authority.
Wanted-
Oh! You know what? Indominus is going to spend his last penny
Yeah.
to see about switching. Oh, shit!
Damn.
Oh,
In the middle. Right in between.
We're both queens.
Wow.
Yeah.
And he gets to go first?
Man, he paid for it.
And I don't think the audience can see that either.
Oh, yes. So he had an 8 on the initiative step. Now Coratunis had a queen, right? So I spent the very last Benny of Indominus's on the initiative step and got queen up. So I in the very narrow, I mean literally queen, king, ace, that or joker, that would have been it. And I managed to nail it there. So this One-Eyed Jonas and his very wounded state is going to have to pull out something just fucking incredible to take down Indominus, who now has no bennies. And because I am a kind and benevolent god, right, I will not spend any of my GM bennies on a soak roll made this round from a wound on Captain Porter. If he manages to wound Indominus, he will kill him. There we go. That's my promise. That being said, you know, also, if it snows in hell, right, we could all get snow cones when we die. But neither here nor there, because we're back to Halu's estate, where Bill Harper is surrounded by a windy shield preventing the gale of blustery wind from, blustering gayfully.
Bill feels extremely giddy, and he is going to try to strike at the 3 men that he sees. So he's going to take a multi-action penalty of -4.
Can you see 3 from there?
And he's going to try. I know one ran around the corner, and
Yeah,
I was
okay,
going to
yeah.
chase him down if I could.
I just want to make sure the line of
If I had
sight
to
was
move
working. I was like, yeah, no, that's fine, yeah. Wait, so you're going to multi-action penalty for 3 attacks and a move?
Yes.
Oh, getting ballsy. Yeah, no run. I think your movement should be able to get you to the door
no
there,
run.
but
Yes. Not I have to take a 1 step closer to get to Lieutenant.
Storm in here too. I think it's that blizzard front in Colorado right now. It's supposed to drop 30 degrees here tonight.
Oh, he will
Whiff.
Benny that.
Yeah, especially with that free
He'll
strike
Benny
coming.
that. There we go.
Whiff.
Oh, he's got a parry of 7?
Yeah, it's one of Dugan's lieutenants.
more
It's not
Benny.
one of the boys. It's one of the ones that can actually fight. Not like those
There we
kids
go.
that Lucius, just murdered while giggling to himself about being all powerful. The Iceman cometh! The Iceman cometh! Yeah, no.
Yeah,
Dugan's
so I
lieutenant
stab
gets
him.
stabbed and dropped, sliding down the wall, a gout of blood blossoming on his chest. Just killing those kids.
Wow.
He's like, my name was Oliver Twist. Please, sir. Not more. As he... Another one deaded. This one with a rapier blow through the neck as you round the corner. Just a murder machine.
I cannot make it.
Oh, so
But
close.
I'm chasing. And he just hears I got it.
Right, he is not feeling it. He is going to throw open the door, run outside, and scream, "Murder!" And he is gone. Meanwhile, Indominus Sanctus Dominus, right, turns, right, just like, oh, I mean, you have seen some primal rage in your time. You're familiar with the Grail, right? Oh, thank you, quiet gentleman, you magnificent bastard. We appreciate you. Oh, excellent for the Harper. Got the Benny
thank
going
you.
on there. Thanks for coming in. We appreciate you. But you have seen bestial rage in your time in Charybdis, of course. You were brought up here, right? You're familiar with the Grail and their particularly ferocious style of battle. But as this towering, wounded Hulk turns around, you see no semblance of sentience in his eyes, right? Nothing but rage incarnate, right? The spittle that stubbles his jaws now flecked with blood. His breathing is ragged, but his intent is pure. Oh, what am I doing? I skipped him altogether. One-eyed Jonas, never mind.
By all means, I liked it. I was like getting into it.
Yeah, no, I was feeling it too. Jonas, you get your attempt to make that description go away altogether.
Okay,
I got distracted by the raid, yeah.
So I'm imagining Jonas kind of mostly at ground level now.
Mm-hmm. Shattered, a broken man, yes. It's a good thing you have a water mage.
So looking at Indominus's feet, does he have like
thick leather boots, furred, and
is
big
it like
elephants
all the way up to his knees? Like how much
knee-high furs, and they're like they end in like stubs, right? They're like elephant legs, you know.
Okay. Do I see any exposed skin?
Yeah, I mean, he's wearing like the fur loincloth, right, and the big the berserker boots, right? I mean, his jimmies could be rustled for sure.
Oh, that would be brutal. What I'm gonna do
Unfortunately,
is
it's a cold shot, and you are wounded like a son of a bitch. So
I'm not gonna go for the cold shot. Actually, what I'm gonna do, and I'm probably gonna die. So sorry, Coratunas. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the remainder of the poison in the vial, and I'm going to do like wrap around his tree trunk leg with one arm and just sort of grenade pull the vial and dump it in wherever I see his exposed skin.
On the assumption now that although the poison had been described to you as requiring a shaking or a wounding to take into effect, that you wrapping it up and not pouring it into one of his wounds, but in fact...
I missed that. I thought it was just like a skin contact.
No, it's an ingestion thing. That being said, he has several large slashes across the blubber of his back that are bleeding quite profusely. If you were looking for a way to get the poison into him, that would be it. Unfortunately, he's savvy to that shit, and that would be an opposed strength roll for you to wrestle that shit in there. So it's your call, One-Eyed Jonas. Strength 4.
D4.
Yeah. Indominus he's only strength 12 plus 2. I mean,
the odds are definitely not in my favor.
Mind you, he's wounded severely too, but still, it's not really, no.
Porter's OG. Do it. Come on.
Can I? Okay. Here's what I want to do. I want to do like a trick to put in order to put him at a disadvantage. I forget what they call it, that state, distracted, when he's at a -2.
Yeah.
Okay, so
that put him at a -2 to all of his trait rolls.
Okay, great. So I'm going to I'm gonna do my best to grip my teeth and sort of like. Did he hit me on the head?
I mean, it was your whole. I mean, the thing is like 2.5 feet across. It was your whole upper torso, head, shoulder. You know. knees and toes.
Okay, so in most grisly fashion, Jonas is going to grit his teeth and sort of just like pull open his wound and just like expose his inner workings and just be like, Redbeard Rufus couldn't kill me. You think you got better?
Grail's gonna be like, that's disgusting, bro. So you're gonna peel off one of the flaps from where you have ruptured from the weight of this 200-pound Grail battle ball being hurtled through the air at you at nearly sonic speeds, and be like, is this all you got, bitch?
That's exactly what I'm doing.
All right. Well, now that would be... Are you attempting to intimidate him, then? Because that seems like
I wasn't really thinking of it as intimidation. Basically, I just wanted to like get his attention and distract him so that he will have a negative to attack either Cortunus.
Well, now you can do that in a couple of ways, with the intimidation or with the test of wills, right? Through the tricks like you described there. And that would be like you'd be going up against his spirit there, where I would definitely go smarts in this particular case.
Sure. I can do either one. I have intimidation. That's fine.
Mm-hmm. Well, yeah, why don't you give me an intimidation? He doesn't, I mean, he has fair spirit, but that is not where his strengths lie, certainly.
Or, let's see, you were saying I could give a smarts too? I mean, that's fine as well.
Yeah, so we haven't really done this before, but there's a mechanic called Test of Wills, right, in here, where you can use some trickery, right, in order to outwit an opponent. Right, and if you get the raise on your trickery, right, now this is generally like you would have to say something that would make him stunned, right, against his smarts. It would have to be something that would trick him intellectually, which again, he's a D4 -2 smarts. This is not his wheelhouse, you know. If you get a raise on it, then you would in fact get the drop on him.
Okay.
It's like a sneaky maneuver.
Yeah, thinking about it, I think like that's definitely the way to go, because I mean a D4 -2, you can't get much better odds than that.
Mm-hmm. No, it's his weakest. Not to help you too much here, because I do want you to suffer for your crimes, but Yes.
Okay. Cool.
If he's dead, he can't roll.
Just roll a post smarts.
So what you have to describe what you're doing, right? And then it has to be something that tricks him intellectually. He rolls smarts, you roll the attribute that you're using to trick him. If that makes sense.
Like, what in the world could that be?
Like you could, yeah, exactly. It could be as simple as, oh my god, Yellowback, right? Like, who let those velociraptors in here, you know?
Okay,
but you do need to describe it, as the person committing the action. You can do things like throw dirt in people's eyes doing this. There's all kinds of,
Yeah.
It's how you fight dirty.
Okay. I'm changing tax. I just took a look at my intimidation. I have a D6, but I got a +2, which is a big help for that. So I like my odds for intimidation.
Blood spit in the eyes? That would do it. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Oh, geez, that's not gonna do it.
Shit?
I'm gonna use a Benny on that one.
What is happening with your dice tonight? The universe wants you dead. Even with Elon. Let's see here. He needs to ace to do it. So, and he aces.
Oh no! Aha.
Oh, okay. But ignored by Berserk is only 1 wound, so you have done it. Congratulations, sir. What? How have you intimidated with the wound reveal? Like you got this, bitch? Is that what you went with?
I think it's just Jonas is doing his best display of you got nothing. Like, come on, bring it. You thought that was a good hit.
Finger in your eye.
All right. Well, no, I think honestly at this point, you standing up again right? To even be like, bring it, you son of a bitch, is not something that Indominus frequently encounters when he has successfully struck somebody with the battle ball. I mean, he is the father of this combat technique, right? Literally propagated it throughout the Grail communities, right? Especially a human. You ain't even Massaquani, right? You're certainly no red man. A human took one and is standing back up like, I got this with your ribs showing.
Exactly.
Good God. Yeah, no, I think that's fair. And you will get the drop on him as a result. He did not expect you to be up. And then certainly taunting him? No. So,
Exactly.
the drop is up. Eye of the Tiger. It's unfortunately, multi-action penalty.
Okay. Well, I mean, might as well go for it.
Mm-hmm. Single
yeah, you know what?
wound.
Let's just. I'm just gonna go for that fighting because I don't like the opposed strength rolls.
Yeah, no, I wouldn't. Yeah. You just gotta hit him.
You want to go wild attack just to make sure?
Holy fuck.
Oh, come on.
Holy shit. Porter. Roll damage. Porter.
my default.
Come on.
All those crit,
Porter.
all those crit fail.
No.
Oh, Benny it.
Come on.
Benny it. Come on, you have a shit dice.
Okay.
I was gonna say leave him shaking, so all I have to do is shake him.
Well, he'll unshake immediately, and his turn.
No.
You got another Benny.
Come on.
Come on. Benny.
Another
Come on,
Benny.
There we go.
That looks good.
Come on.
Audience,
Leave it.
Benny's for Porter. Anybody?
Just like Cortunis.
Well, I mean,
End it.
Indominus is next, so there's a bit of a fluffy
shit.
doodle. Thank you, Moon Ripple.
There we go. We got a Benny.
Thank you.
Excellent.
Oh my God.
Crit fail.
Yay! That's 2 weeks in a row. Moon Ripple has come through with the clutch Benny.
So clutch. Thank you.
Finally, alright, Porter stands to his feet, spitting blood, and takes a weary lunge step forward that the Grail was not anticipating it, and is a bridge too far. Thank you, Johnny Speed. He's gonna need that for sure, too. He drops to his knees, mortally wounded and breathing heavily. He looks you in the eye, Captain Porter, grabs one of his tusks, snaps it off, slams it into his gut without breaking eye contact within you, pulls it up, right, and pulls out a golden medallion that he offers to you before collapsing with his outstretched hand on the ground. There is no crowd left to go wild at this point, but the few witnesses to this event will forever recount that One-Eyed Porter was the man that slayed the legendary Grail gladiator Indominus here in Brigand's K Arena. And this, in fact, when known to people that he is attempting to personally intimidate, will give him a +2 to intimidation rolls. Not only is he One-Eyed Porter, he has One-Eyed Porter, Slayer of Indominus. Alright? That shit's gonna get around. It's gonna get around. Indominus was certainly the most famous Grail to ever live. Right? And secondarily, an incredibly popular gladiator. Right? For decades. Had been fighting on the circuit now. And just slain. Now, mind you, in a 2-on-1 circumstances, but he had taken 10-on-1 before. You know? This was no different, right? Captain Porter striking the fatal blow that has dropped the behemoth.
I think at this moment, Captain Porter, old habits die hard. Former Captain Porter, One-Eyed Jonas chooses to collapse in a
Right.
Pitiful
Is there a
heap
choice?
on the floor.
Follows through with his body's plan to collapse into a ragged heap of a former man. Yes.
I just sheath my sword, grab Indominus's spare, broken off tusk, wrap my tentacles around Porter's legs, and just start dragging him out of the arena.
I love it.
That's fair. So, Captain Porter, you ingested a poison that dissolves men, and through a courageous series of vigor rolls and sheer willpower, managed to stave off the lingering effects long enough through the adrenaline surge for you to fight and slay the mighty Indominus. But now I am afraid it's time for a roll on that old injury table, friend.
The paid piper is going to get his due. Or the pied piper.
Yeah, that's it.
It's not one. It's going to be no-eyed Porter.
Now, yes, I mean,
Porter.
honestly, you could very well lose your other eye here.
All right, I've got the injury table up. You want me to just click that roll button?
Yep.
Oh, I don't know why it rolled twice, but...
Because it rolls the leg and then picks the leg.
Okay.
So, from here forever after, you have the hindrance slow, because the poison did work its way through your body, and it shriveled and blackened your right leg.
We get the big look.
You are becoming
Stumpy Jonas, ladies and gentlemen. Stumpy Jonas.
Stumpy Jonas. Might as well just cut it off and put it back up there.
Well, I'm touching it. It's kind of gross. Like, ew.
Yeah. Oh, it's shriveling in my tentacle. That's nasty.
You're gonna have to cut it off to save the leg. You can see where the poison's at.
That's fair. You might as well do it right now, while he's barely conscious. In for a penny. So yeah, the slow minor hindrance isn't that bad. It just reduces his pace in running die. Yeah, he can never take fleet-footed, but he can never take two eyes anyway, so that's fine. But we have resolved that conflict.
Toa's suggestion that we use the Indominus tusk as the peg leg is
Oh,
a good one.
Oh, that's epic.
that
Oh,
is really good, though. Yeah. No, the tusk that he seppuku'd with to pull a medallion out of his thing. You don't know, their ritual. What the shit's that about, right? It was certainly under a pre-existing scar, like it had been intentionally put there. But yeah, he tusk disemboweled himself to present something to you as his last act. So, neat. But that brings us back now.
Jonas is like full-on pirate now.
I mean,
He just needs his
seriously.
hook, and it's done.
And
It's unavoidable.
my favorite part about this, right, is that he started as a totally by-the-book, uptight naval officer, and just through the series of events that have organically transpired in the show, gets ever more puritanical. I mean, the hook hand is coming, the parrot is coming, all of it. I mean, eventually, he's just gonna sit in a corner and go, "I'll tell you about the sea," like it's I just feel it. But, we have conquered the arena, and we have gotten everybody out of the house. There's still the issue of the fact that this figurehead weighs like 175 pounds. It's a huge wooden figurehead that you mount on top of a ship. And it's in a crate currently. So what is the plan? Well, yeah, and if he gets the +2, you don't even have to explain to people that, like, I am the person that killed Indominus, because you're like, look at my fucking leg,
Are we all back together at the ship, or?
No, you guys are still trying to figure out how to move the box out of there. I don't know where Coratunis is dragging Porter currently.
Back to the
dregs?
The dregs, where the people that he knows are and could help him.
So it's like a few hundred yards of just muddy, you're grabbing his strong leg and just dragging him through like human sewage. As his like wounds exposed, he's just flopping his head against the rocks. I told him this would happen. Is that what? Am I picturing that right?
About, yeah.
Yeah, all right. That's good. Excellent. So, guys, with your combined strength, you got nothing. What are we doing here?
Let's just one guy away. I locked the front door. So we gotta get out of here before reinforcements come.
Yeah, we're gonna need
So,
help.
With Quake, are we working with?
Give me a notice roll at a -2, both of you.
I don't know the shit.
No. You're too busy going, I killed them with the ice.
Do you see the code, the way they just kind of died? It was amazing.
Bill Harper, you hear shouts from outside, but not those of guards like you would anticipate, like they were running up here, but conflict. Shouts, musket shots, cutlasses clashing. It seems like there is something happening in the whole town, as though this might be a, maybe news of something happening in the arena has started to spread. Maybe the guards are just, going buck wild. Regardless. Yeah.
I think the captain has started something. We gotta get this figurehead and get out of here.
Yeah, but how do we get it out of here?
Well, what's great is it this big one?
Yeah, it's that big ass one on the wall. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I mean, we can't punch it. We're just not strong enough.
Yeah, you're literally not strong enough. Yeah, not even both of you. Shit, not even. Well, if Coratunis was there, all four of you could probably do it together. But
what if you freeze the floor? Can we freeze the floor? And make it ice.
Yeah, I don't know what we're saying. Something. Not
ice. The floor, and I'm getting down on my hands and knees and I'm patting the floor. Floor. Ice. Ice.
You click that 18 and over button.
Ice for push.
I can try. Let's see what happens.
Yeah, go ahead and give me a spellcasting roll.
Ice.
We have the bartender helping too, correct? Oh, sorry, we have the bartender helping too. Correct?
Oh shit! You might have overdone it, bro. I mean, yeah, and there's like 3 inches of solid ice just coating the whole floor. The fireplaces go out, right? The whole place darkens. But yes, there is a sufficient volume of ice for you to at least push it out to the front door.
All right. Move to the front.
And do we want to grab any of these rolling barrels and put it on the side if we find somebody to, maybe lift it up and roll it with the barrels?
I don't even know what he's saying.
Barrels.
Barrels.
Right.
I don't think anybody's feral.
I think we can just push it. What do we see when we open the door?
So that's an excellent question. Coratunis, you hear the gunshots and the swordplay. Not in the drag. Seems to be coming from the main drag.
If I'm back at the main camp area where there was the tent, I'm gonna just leave Captain in the tent because I don't know where Mongrel or Glute or the old man who was sitting behind me at the arena.
Glute is certainly there. He is nearly done bottling his jellied eels. Several of the bottles lined up in a neat row. A very, very illustrated and overdramatic script on the side of it, demonstrating that in fact they contain Glute's gelatinous eels.
Glute.
Yes.
Jonas while I am gone.
Oh, it's most terrible, sir. Oh, was that Indominus? Oh, he's very crushed, he says, kind of poking him and seeing his abdomen go in.
Well, you should see Indominus then.
Did you slay him?
Mostly, Jonas finished the beast.
Can't.
And I tossed the tusk
now,
next to Jonas.
You Kraken aren't normally known for your humor, good sir. Did you say that Jonas slew Indominus?
Do you think we're known for our dishonesty?
No, not at all. Not at all. I will see to him forthwith. And he, the pop tops on one of his cans of jellied eels, and he starts administering it to Captain Porter's wounds. Meanwhile,
a restorative salve.
Head towards the noise.
Oh, it's everything. It's everything you want it to be. There is quite a cacophony transpiring. Let me pull. Boom. Yes, it's a big one. I know, Fantasy Grounds Unity. You don't like it. There we go. Thank you. Bill Harper. Oh, come on, don't do me like that. Grab the token. Thank you. Peep your head out the door. There are a litany of Halu's men firing shots down the street, seeming to assault a very outnumbered group of Azzy's rebels. Cartoonist, you would be coming from the other direction, but for the convenience of the map, you're going to look at that alley you've managed to find yourself in. That's what a pleasant interloping. Porter, you are being slathered in jellied eels and going in and out of consciousness, very much so, wishing that water mage would show up and perform his obvious healing abilities. Because, I mean, he can obviously heal, right? He's a water mage. Fortunately, at the end of this episode, ladies and gentlemen, they get their level up, right? Their 3-episode level up. So maybe he'll pick up an ability.
That's the plan.
Rudiment, or just, maybe one of the party members will be able to heal.
This way. I got something up my sleeve this round. I mean, this session, you'll see.
But as the dramatic conflict for Brigands K really fires off, we are going to take our mid-show break. Thank you for watching so far, ladies and gentlemen. We appreciate each and every one of you. The subs, the follows, the bits, the raid. You guys rock. We're definitely going to get together on the guest GMing. Oh, yes. Oh, yes. We couldn't do the show without you. If you like what you see tonight, but you're more into cowboys, you should check out tomorrow night where we do Deadlands Reloaded. 1879. That's the year we're in. I remember. Weird West. We have all kinds. We have a huckster that uses poker chips to cast spells. We got another dude with some enchanted firearms. We got a former Mormon that is now an undead prophet writing his own New Testament. It's diverse, is what I'm saying. And then maybe you're like, well, cowboys, isn't that a little 1950s? Well, how about the post-apocalypse? Why don't we take that Deadlands universe 200 years into the future, right? And we find ourselves in Deadlands Hell on Earth, a post-apocalyptic hellscape that's like half Fallout, a third Mad Max, and like 2/3 Eyes Wide Shut. And I know that's more than 100%, but that's because that's how much we cram into each and every one of the shows here that you can support in a variety of ways. That's right. You can subscribe using Amazon Prime. You can use those Bezos bucks that you have because you're getting shit delivered anyway to support our channel, right? They pay me $250 a month for every one of them. Or maybe you cash money. Maybe you're one of those wealthy people. Maybe you just got that $1,200 check and you're like, you know what? I'm going to spend some on the Twitch channel. That $1,200 check is like, that was like 4 years ago at this point, wasn't it? Come on. But you could support the channel with real money, or maybe you can't do either, and that's fine too. You can join our Discord community and participate in our lively nerd conversations. You can follow us on Twitter. You can share us with your friends, right? You can help get the word of mouth out, because that's what we thrive on. The more people that know about the shows, the more people that watch the shows, the bigger this gets, the better financed it gets. Could you imagine, ladies and gentlemen, how good this would be if I was paid to do any of this at all? Holy shit, right? I mean, boom. So you can help. But we'll be back here in 10 minutes. Thanks for watching, guys, and stay tuned. We'll be right back. Ahoy, mateys. We are back. Thank you for sticking with us through our intermission. I am Will Thompson, the Pirate King this evening, and the Marshal of the League of Gentlemen Explorers, although we will be branching out here in the near future, so stay tuned for that. When we left off, the very talented and capable and forward-thinking thieves, Bill Harper and Lucius Drake,
Incredible.
have managed to ice the front hallway. Now, honestly, I should be making you guys roll to push this fucking thing on this, like, ice slick, right? I mean, it's great, sure, yeah, no traction, right? Yeah, no traction, that's the whole point, right? But, no, you guys get it to the front door.
We got
Skibba,
it.
you are, Friday, you are very much so muted. But,
Oh, still?
uh-oh, is that
that's you,
my
man.
headphones down? 1 second. That was my headphones off. I couldn't hear you guys
Mic
anyway.
off.
You were muted. My
Link
headphones said that was too long.
established.
We
Mic
can hear
off.
you fine.
Yeah, link established.
Mic on.
Mic on. Link established. Link off. Mic on. I love that that's a facet of all of my recordings. I really need it. I'm going to get a Bluetooth card here soon. Just stick to earbuds so I can wear fancy hats. Yeah, that's coming, guys. I warned my wife that November 1st we're hitting a Halloween store, and I'm getting stupid with it. And none of the costume hats fit me, so be prepared for me to be wearing tiny pirate hats, tiny cowboy hats, tiny top hats. It'll be a real
I need
cute.
a do-rag for my head.
Right. Yeah. I was like, yeah? I mean, is Bill Harper taking a different direction? But then I remembered, no, yeah, you do wear a kerchief, right? Do-rag is evocative of a different headpiece to me, but I suppose that is the same. But they have managed to make their way to the front door of the now very much so assassinated Lord Mayor Halluin's house, right? Where they have found a conflict have broken up through a meager band of Ashley's rebels and what appears to be the main thrust of the force of Halluin's remaining guard. It's not really a great place to be. And mind you, they've just peeked out the door at this point, so they could go back inside and lead Coratunis to slaughter them all single-handedly, which, you know, might happen.
Bill's going to get behind the crate and kind of just hide behind it, peek out.
All right, let's
We wait here.
see what's going on here. Ooh, wow, Adzie's rebels coming in hot. Hot.
Wow.
Watch this double
Very
joker.
nice.
Double joker. Oh my god.
Let me do a Benny to draw an action card.
Yeah, or how far down? Oh yeah. Yeah, you need to be a little more dramatic. Now you can just toss it over your action card in your initiative step. May award you another one.
Okay, so let me just... Boop.
There you go. That's a little better.
That's better. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, queen there instead of a 4. Excellent. But as these rebels are going to rush forth into the fray, taking up, as defensive a position as they can manage. Oh no, they don't have any. Oh no. Yeah, we got a hold here, they shout. Azzy rebel number 3. Come in here, there we got Halu's men are up next. Halu's men number 5. They are in a little better position because they are pistoled. Mind you, these are black powder. Each one of them is going to get the 1. Puff, and they're going to shoot like that. And that's medium range for a black powder pistol, by the way, 10. These are not sniper rifles by any stretch. As these rebels are going to continue to surge forth. Now's their time. Take back this city from this scum. Coratunis.
We're going to do a pace.
Getting that run on.
Yeah.
Getting that glomp on with just a 2 on the run die.
4, 5, 6, 7.
You can tell by the way he glomps.
There's-
He's a cracking man. No time to thwomp.
Well, no spear, just a sword. And I'm just going to point at the fellow in front of me.
Mm-hmm.
Just, yo.
Are you going to attempt to intimidate him then?
Let me see if I actually have anything for that. No.
Nope.
No,
All right.
that is a not a thing I am able to do skilled-wise.
Are you gonna defend?
No, I don't need to.
Oh, well, that's pretty confident. I like it.
Mm-hmm.
Alu's men are up. Continuing. He's gonna see that you have entered the fray, and you are clearly more of a threat than this rapscallion group of, curmudgeons, and he's going to fire his one pistol shot at you. Oh, that's not good. And hit with a raise, because, of course he does, right?
Yep, target 4.
You're gonna survive the fight with Indominus, just to have Halu's men 15 kill you with a pistol shot.
That'd be so sad.
That would be sad.
Guns do equalize all things.
They do, yeah. It doesn't matter how good you are at sword fighting, but it only manages to shake you, snapping off a small chunk of your family's antique bone armor in the process.
Yeah.
As these rebels. The Kraken's with us! We'll seize the day! They say, encouraged by the fact that you're sitting there in bone armor with your ancient bone sword. Alu's men everywhere. Oh lord, really though? Shoot him! Another gout of powder firing out of the end of a projectile as it hits, yeah.
Yeah, they're all gonna hit. They're all gonna hit.
But they are not all going to damage. Alu's men. Sergeant Fourth gonna waste his pistol shot on one of the rebels. And waste it he does. Wow. They're only gonna hit the highly skilled Kraken. They're gonna Bill Harper, you hear that unmistakable sound of glomping.
Oh yeah, it's the captain. And we gotta go out. So I start getting the winds to go around me and Lucius again, because I know deflection will off.
Oh, you got two turns. Oh, yeah, well, I would have, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so I am going to... Oh, you say I still have 2 turns left? Or...
No, because the combat ended. You're right. Yeah.
Yeah. I was imagining the time just getting the damn crate out. So I'm going to cast Deflection on me and Lucius again. But I am going to Benny that because I really need Deflection.
Yeah. Oh, it should be said, audience, since we ceased the conflicts from the last episode, their adventure cards and bennies were reset, and anybody that had more than their default total was awarded the additional.
Okay, no raise. I'm going to stick with the 2.
Yep. Yeah, that's better.
But that is another 4.
Pull that modifier there we go.
All right, so not as great as before.
But still, deflection is deflection.
Bill will multi-action.
Would have been a multi-action on that, but still a success. Remember, the penalty starts from the first move.
Oh, that's right.
But that's fine. It would have been a 5, same result. No big deal.
Okay. He's going to just move and stab at number 10 from behind.
Jonas, if he survives this, agreed. Jonas, he's lying, convalescing in a tent right now.
Ooh, that was close.
Yikes, yeah.
That was close. I'm gonna Benny. I don't want to take him. Nobody survives. There we go.
Well, and remember the multi-action penalty there. Still hits with a raise, but it's fine. It's fine. Same result. Give me the dice.
Horrible.
Oh, only shaking him. That's gross. This has been gross rolls.
I am done.
All right.
That is it.
Excellent. Very bravely running to your captain's aid after shielding yourself. Not so efficacious with the rapier this time, Lucius.
Just because I want to try it, Lucius is gonna cast Ice Wall and build and he's gonna use it with which isn't Tangle. He's going to wait, no, that's not Entangle. Ice Wall is
It's barrier. I think Ice Trap would probably be Entangle.
Yeah. I'm gonna do Ice Wall.
Okay.
I'm gonna double the size of it, so it'll be 20 yards by 4 yards high, 20 yards long, and also add damage. So that's 5 points. And that's the line.
Each one of those squares is a yard. All right, we use them 5-foot measurements. We don't use the official Savage Worlds measurements because, yards.
So that's 18 yards total, that line. And it would be 20. So 20-yard wall, 10 foot high, roughly.
Okay.
And if they touch it, they take 2d4. Let's see if I actually can do it.
That's a success, yeah.
There's the wall.
Thanks, Bobby Drake.
Yeah,
Bam. What the fuck?
It's a huge 10-foot wall.
Throw your bombs over it in that general direction. No, they don't have bombs.
Thanks, Rex.
That's interesting. Thank you there. Yeah, he needs it. Poor guy. And then you said you were multi-actioning? Or was that it?
No, that's it.
Okay. Still would have been a success, but yeah, that's fine. All right. Excellent. Moving on. Halu's men. What devilry is this? What devilry is this? What devilry is this?
It's only 4 foot high, right?
10 foot
10
high.
feet.
That's
10
10
feet.
foot.
This fellow has not shot because we are still on the first round. We know what he's doing. Lickety plow and hits.
Mm-hmm.
This is like that scene in Last Samurai, right? Where they're all like, they're wearing their ceremonial armor and they're trained up forever and they're just revving up the Gatling guns. All right, it's very Tom Cruise of you right now. Single wound.
Mm-hmm. We're gonna soak. We can get that wound on my.
Oh no, just throw it on the.
Okay.
There you go. Because then when I apply it, it removes it automatic. It does the math if we do it that way. But yeah, you're not wounded. Maybe
Thank
just
you.
a defensive,
my head.
yeah, defensive burst of ink or something. But yes, excellent. Moving on through the million of Halu's men that have been actually pretty deftly mitigated here. That's impressive. One-Eye Jonas, you toss and turn in agony. This guy's real close to the source, but he can't figure it out either for the life of him. And then as he's a rebel, huh?
Touch the wall.
Touch it.
You can push it over.
Yeah. Put your Jimmy on it.
Seating hints.
Oh wow, as he's rebel, emboldened by the cutting off of many of the assailants, is going to sprint up and slash out with their cutlass at Halu's men number 4. And hit. Cutting him down. 2 wounds. Yeah, whereas these rebels, we're emboldened by this series of events. With the Kraken on our side, we simply can't lose, they say.
Mm-hmm. Not the wall of ice.
All right.
It's cut off.
Well, that too. How many turns is the wall of ice here?
Well, I'm sure they'll find out that Lucius.
5 rounds? Cool, okay.
Surely.
Yeah, 5.
Oh, Halu's man number 3. Joker bonus for his... Now, what in the fuck is this? He says, scratching his head. One-Eye Jonas, you writhe in agony.
You should touch it.
You should touch it.
I think you can push it over.
Put your Jimmy on it.
It always works somehow.
All right.
The yellow pot lemonade.
As he's rebel number 2, we're gonna come peeling around the corner here to the Ada Coratunis. Slashing out with their cutlass. And missing. No, seriously though, what the hell's this? It ain't winter! As these rebels doing lots of running now. They're feeling it. Cutlass gleaming in the evening as it slashes into Lose Man number 15, leaving him shaken. Just in time for Azzy's rebel, the unnumbered, the progenitor, to come in and finish the foul deed. Indeed doing so. Killing him. Yeah, that was a really wonderful use of that wall. And he did.
Screaming horribly for the other men to hear, right?
All right, like, what the where's our backup? You know, he hasn't even had time to turn around and see that there's a giant ice wall, just that he thought he had people behind him. You all should be snapping in unison behind me right now. What's going on? This was our big da-da-da. Excellent. But Halu's man number 5. He's gonna reach out and touch it. It's ice!
And damage? He takes damage from that?
Yeah.
Does he?
2d4.
Oh, I didn't realize
yeah.
that. Oh,
That's
well,
what
yeah,
he
let's
was
do it.
screaming.
It worked. He fell for it.
Oh, shit!
Wow.
So that's 19 damage. Yeah, no, he freezes solid. Just, it's all, and becomes part of the wall.
The rest of you touch it too.
No, I think that's one of the it works once kind of deals.
That's what I was wondering. I was like, why would anyone else touch it?
Right? Bill Harper.
He will multi-action, but he's going to stab at number 10.
Yeah.
Oh, yes.
Rapier hits with a raise.
Yes, it does.
You know he was just shaken, right? You only needed to shake him again. It's just getting to be a little sadistic tonight, guys. Gonna Benny that?
Oh, no. Oh, yeah, I will.
Mm-hmm.
That was weak. That's better.
There we go. Benny mechanic's so good. Well, there you go, yeah.
Hey, come!
Stab, stab.
Very good, Bill. Very good.
Yeah, Lucius is over here.
What?
Yeah, right? What the fuck? And I thought you were hard to understand before.
Put your head under some water and listen to you then.
These guys are on the other side are like, bring the cannons!
Cortunus, we need a little help getting this out of here.
Do you not see all of these people with us? We can move the box first. The people with guns and apparently cannons.
How long does this wall last?
50 seconds.
Not long. Yeah, not that long.
Well,
I'm
are you
gonna-
able to move around independently?
Yeah.
Yeah, there are
That's what I was-
choices to be made here.
All right. All right. We're gonna go over to real close.
No,
to Lucius.
Whoa.
Yeah, no, we're coming back to the box.
Just bad touch Cortunis over here.
Lucius, when the wall drops, raise another one to cut the next group in half. We'll cut them down piecemeal.
Got it. Can I cast Ice Skin out of while we're sitting here?
Yeah, you have time for that. Although your PowerPoint's got to be getting dire, huh?
Yeah, they're getting.
Oh no, I forgot. You
Unaffected.
took the bonus though too.
Yeah, I had 20.
That's
Yeah.
right.
So many.
I'm gonna cast it on all three of us.
Oh, that's true. And Toa reminds me that for one PowerPoint, you can extend it for its full duration, so you don't have to recast Barrier if you wanted to. You could just dump a PowerPoint in it to keep it up concentration style.
Oh, so could I have?
Oh wow.
You can also do that for deflection, I think, on it, yeah.
Oh, damn! That +4 would have been nice with a +2.
Yep.
Lesson learned.
Bamf. Let's keep it simple for now, though. We're exploring these new mechanics.
Yes.
Let's not get all the... And then, if you add 2 PowerPoints and look directly into the sun while saying, the West Star anoints us, right? You can get an extra action point for... Yeah, now let's just... Yes, you can extend it for 1 PowerPoint for now. Yes. But yeah, Ice Skin, and that's that's your defense, isn't it?
Yeah, it's
Deflection.
2. Well, I cast it on everybody. Yeah, it's protection. 2 points of armor to everyone.
Oh, protection, that's right. So you guys are actually
Nice.
sheathed in
Parry
ice
and-
armor. Parry and armor.
Ice armor.
Now, you haven't cast on Cortunis the deflection yet.
No.
All right.
I cannot.
Yeah, you added juice.
Yeah, I've only got a couple. I can extend mine and Lucius's, apparently, but I cannot.
I have to open the spell to get it. I need to program all these effects in. I keep saying that, and I keep going, wow, that was a good session. All right, moving on to the next one. Let's go to your, not you, but where are you? Lucius Drake, there he is. Powers. Yeah, some of them are, they have this effects menu where it has deflection and all this shit in there, and then you're like, armor? No, why would we have armor in there? That doesn't make sense. And you haven't boosted it with toughness or anything like that, just the flat out +2 armor?
Yeah, just the flat out.
Okay. Do it. Bamf, bamf. Bamf. You all are sheathed in ice, which is very cold. Congratulations. Lucius Drake, of course, has some immunity to it, as being the source, right? But you all are incredibly chilly, but have additional armor, so congratulations. Oh, Benny redeemed for Harper. Thank you, Toa. Missed that one.
I hope the Kraken isn't cold-blooded.
No, his only wreck is that he's got to spend an hour underwater every day, but probably not comfy regardless. All right, guys, wall coming down. Whoa, map. Okay. Decided to take a stroll there. I will get Azzy's rebels prepped up here. They all survived the assault due to this quick thinking, guys. That was pretty good of you. Gonna have a lot of allies in this town if this keeps up. They're rip-raring to go. Cutlass is sharp. Steely gaze is ready. Whenever you want to drop their wall, we'll roll the next initiative.
There it goes.
Bum, bum, bum. I'll lose men. Up first, Joker bonus. Unfortunately, downtime on the other side of the wall has given them time to recuperate themselves enough to get these shots off again, but they're going to plug them into the people closest to them. Bam! Gout of black powder and sparks leap out along with the heavy 50 caliber ball, striking Azzy's rebel, spinning them and dropping them into a heap. rebelling no longer. Form in a front, gonna take his shot. The one in the north there, clearing this group here. Plow! And miss. The simple black powder weapons being just that. Core tuna sheathed in ice.
I did not ask for this.
A full 120 pounds heavier.
I'm gonna multi-action 9 and 14 and just cut them to death. Ideally.
Multi-action or just use your natural blot blot?
Oh, yeah, I forgot. I'm not used to having frenzy.
Yeah.
And yeah, I'll just normal blot blot 9 and
there you go. The ice wall just collapses into water, and all of a sudden the squid's leaping through it.
Just running along, raking them.
Thwack, thwack, just killing them. Bone
Technically
sword,
not in a one
glistening.
fluid moment, but definitely in one fluid moment. That guy in particular, fuck.
Yeah, he just. You guys don't even see him unsheath the bone sword.
No, it comes out like a half inch and then comes back in again.
Right, and they fall down.
They
Yeah.
fall down.
Couple of them explode. One of them falls into like 6 slices. One of them actually raises his cutlass, right, and his arm falls into little ribbons, right, where it's been hit 4 times. Yeah, that was gross. Everything you do is gross.
I could have multi-actioned for those two and then gone to the next group for those two.
You definitely could have, yeah. But you didn't.
But I didn't.
Probably gross enough. As these rebels were discouraged at first, but seeing that display, they're going to leap in there and slash boldly, hitting Halu's men. And yeah, feeling it. 3 wounds there, 1-upping the wound count there ever so slightly. Perhaps a bit of brinksmanship as the combat carries on with Bill Harper making quick work.
Yes, he sees, and he is us. Well, I'm not going to multi-action because I don't think I need it. Screw it, I will. 2 actions. I'll take 2 swings at number 3.
Okay. And sure enough, it is not likely that you needed it, but... Oh, and if you hadn't taken it, that would have hit with a raise. But it looks enough. Yep, sure enough. Slash. You got another one coming to you. Who you spending it on?
I can't move. That was 5, so I'll just step over his body.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Blot. Murder most foul. Lucius Drake, you're up. Maybe not so much a need to split a pack.
I don't think we need a wall.
Yeah, I don't think we need it. I'm just gonna. Lucius is going to just shoot a cone of cold their way. At these 2 guys.
Excellent.
Wait, that's not me. Why is that doing that? So I got him. Yeah. No. Why? I don't want core 2.
What? Yeah. No, you probably don't want core 2.
There we go.
Maybe you do. Maybe you're taking command, huh?
There we go. Yes.
Nice.
Oh yeah. Boom. Yeah, now that's disgusting. The first one freezes solid. That's even more disgusting. Stop that. Stop. The second one gets powdered. Like they become so freeze-dried that the act of the force of it strips away the front layer of their face, and then the bone beneath the frozen brain dries and freezes and powders and is removed. And only just like a little tiny icicle of the back of their spine remains when you've 4 wounds them with your cone of cold, you mad bastard. It's like just literally like the three unidentified PC. No, the three lowest vertebrae of his spine and one of his legs are still standing there, and the rest of him is just blown to dust in the wind, man. All his dreams. All right, as these rebels, they're feeling that. Not used to the chill, but that's fine. Coming up big with it, Cutlass swinging out. Now the day is theirs. They finally have the upper hand. Striking him in the abdomen and spilling his guts where they rapidly freeze and stick to the sidewalk. He goes to stand all the way and fully disembowels himself. Much like if you were like a 11-year-old kid and you stuck your tongue to the inside of a freezer and then you had to pull it off and your meat stayed there and then you were just bleeding out of your mouth for several hours with your tongue over the sink going, this is what is fucking gum. But with guts. That's what happened there. So, yes.
Sounds like you might be speaking from experience.
I don't know what you're talking about. It hurt more than when, 4 years later I got my tongue pierced, right? Pulling it off of that fucking freezer hurt way more than when I paid somebody to clamp down on that shit and drive a bar through it for some fucking reason. Oh. Just the dumb... What the fuck was I thinking? It was right before they made it illegal to pierce the mucous membranes of minors, right? Like, I beat the cutoff in Oregon by, 1 month. Yeah, I was 16 with a pierced tongue. It was so cool. Yeah, my molars really appreciate all the chipping. Moving on. As these rebels are kicking everybody's ass. Halu's man number 11. Oh boy, that's Koratunis, I'm sorry, bro. You just gutted you were primary threat here, I think. Although, yeah, because you're the only one he could shoot. I would say Lucius just vaporized 2 goods, but he knows that's not the shot. Although, now he might move away too.
Unless he wanted to stay.
He's gonna do a little. Maybe I don't keep myself lined up like sausage links. And he's going to fire his pistol at Koratunis during his hasty exfil. And strike. 2d6 plus 1. AP nothing. These are black powder. Ooh, sometimes it doesn't matter though. And a wound gets through.
Oh, nice.
Mm-hmm.
Assuming he is Bennying to soak.
Yep.
And a wound does new. What, did I mention a wound? That's silly. No wounds.
Some ice chips off.
Right, some of the ice. Tink. Very upset. As these rebels closing in here. Expertly slicing into Halu's man. Ooh, for kind of dookie damage. That's rough. Wow. A 1, a 3, and a 2 on a D8 plus 2D6. That's rough. That's RUFF rough, but I'm going to take it. I ain't spending no Benny on no NPC helping them kill Halu's, toughs. These guys don't even have names. Benny, stay out of this one as far as I'm concerned. But, let's see here. Halu's man 12 is going to... he's going to shoot. He's going to reposition himself as far away from the squid as he can get. And fire his pistol at the Bill Harper. Who, thanks to dodge, which is ridiculous, and deflection, the two combined, the wind around him, and which I hate dodge so much. It's like the only thing you can really do to really good melee characters is shoot them. You have to be like, all right, we're going to kill you from over here. All right. And dodge is just like, no, you're not. No, you're not. And if you get a character that stacks dodge in like a lawn, right? Like you're trying to shoot them and you go, no, you're not. Oh, that's a -4 to try it now. They're just ridiculous. And then deflection onto it gets, the bonuses start to really stack. But it's part of the fun. One-Eye Jonas, you convalesce a little. Glute, you notice through the haze there, has finished administering jellied eels to you, and is now applying a poultice of smoked eels to the most grievous of your wounds.
I picture there's a scene like really, I'm feeling better. Shh, my child.
Yes. No. There's no way you could be with such a grievous injury. Here, eat some eels, he says, gagging you with a mouthful. Yes, eat them. As he's rebel number 5 gonna come in here and finish the job. Or not. Oh no, gang up bonus does the day. Not with that damage, shaken. Boo, hiss, boo. Boo, hiss. Oh, but there was already a shaken, which means that's actually an injury. And they do it. Yay! It helps if you apply the damages. As these rebels, actually, you know, I didn't expect that they were going to do anything here. They've done fairly well. Alright, here we go. Moving on. Halu's man number 12. Before Cortunas. Oh, the indignity.
The one that got away.
Shoots himself in the head.
Yeah, no, I am going to have him roll a spirit roll. He's not. He's just a normal. Yeah, alright. Oh shit. No, he's not. He's like, alright, I'm down to clown. As he goes, freedom! Just charging suicidally. He thinks no matter what he does here, he's gonna lose it. He's gonna try and kill Harper. 7, he's gonna have to run.
Still smiling.
Right? Oh, yeah. No, he wants it. He's right there. Do you have first strike? I forget. No?
I do not.
Okay.
Not yet.
Not yet. Yeah, no doubt. Cutlass lashing out. Didn't have even a chance. Again, deflected almost supernaturally by a layer of air that he couldn't see as he goes, oh hell. Cortunas.
I'm just going to approach the poor fellow here, raise my sword high up over my head.
The gods are smiling on me, human.
And then bring it down and attempt to split him from head to not head.
With a hit, maybe. We'll see. You do pretty good damage.
No, that's not going to be nothing.
Oh, no. Wow. Yeah, I know.
The gods aren't smiling on me.
Wow, no.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, the power of Christ compels him, man. I don't know. You might need to look into a new faith with that one.
Mm-hmm.
Alu's man number 11 says, fuck you, squid boy. And, he's gonna cutlass you.
Oh, I didn't do a second attack.
Oh, yeah, never mind. Yeah, get your second attack in there.
All right.
We got a Benny for Cortunas also.
Oh, excellent. Thank you.
Forgot that I had that thing.
Yeah, you just frenzy like a motherfucker. This one hits. Yeah. And
He's
shaken. Wow, you did just get awarded a Benny. Do you want to spend it on?
I'll Benny that. Yeah. Because I want him to either get killed or to. You know,
with the whole
armed in that.
Right,
Thanks
with the
for
whole
thinking.
God, like, man, God, they're smiling on me. Fatal blow for the shaken. That is rough. That is rough.
Mm.
He is up, and remains shaken.
Jesus. I
You
just
know-
wanted to counterattack him.
You know what? I'm gonna spend a Benny on that. I've got some.
Oh.
Let's unshake the boy. I just got done saying, you know what? I don't spend it on no-name guys, but. And he is going to, very valiantly in the face of an implacable foe, attempt to stab you.
No.
And just, man, tink,
All
pretty
right.
much like the bonus on your sword did it almost, you know? Like,
Well, we're gonna counterattack that.
Yeah.
Pretty just. Oh.
oh, you hate to see it.
You hate to see it.
Oh,
Yeah.
man.
You hate to see it.
Sometimes they wait.
All right. As I picture you, I mean, he like brings the sword down and you parry it, but then use the weight of the bow to just completely invert the sword and slice him from the dick all the way up through the head, splitting him in two with that, like the reverse to what you were trying to do there. Like, cause that's I said if you got more than one wound, you were splitting him, and you bananaed him.
Mm-hmm.
Go ahead and get Mongrel here, because dessert is on the menu.
Could we have taken any prisoners?
No.
No. Prisoner what? Oh, if he had only been standing closer to Bill Harper. Lucius, one left.
Lucius puts up his middle finger,
Thank you,
turns
Rex.
turns it to ice, and points it at this guy way down here and shoots an ice shard at him.
Ice shard. Blip. Doo. Hitting him with a raise. It's just disgusting. This is just
An ice pick made of a toothpick made of ice. He just flips
Yeah,
it
just-
out.
Oh my god.
yeah. It goes in his eye, sticking out the back of his skull, and there won't even
Can we
be
get
a
this
murder
thing out?
weapon.
Lucius is like, can we get this thing now and get out of here?
No doubt you can. You see, I mean, there are pockets of conflict going on, but now that the main of his remaining guard force seems to be apprehended, right? It seems like things are dying down, and you guys are going to have seized the day for Azzy. So, congratulations on that. The forces of good might reclaim this town. I'm sure they wanted it to be done in a bloody coup that killed half the population. All right, assassination. That's how we start in good faith a community based on equity. That's, yeah, all right, Azzy's gonna love the yay. Hey, what matters is at the end of the day, you got the job done, right? That's
I mean, what matters at the end of the day, the hags die.
right. Yeah. Well, indeed. And with that, yeah, there. I mean, again, a few moments of gunfire here and there, the loose shout. Within another hour, the city is dead quiet. People are nursing their wounds. There's a lamentation from the the people that did not fare as well as all of you, including Captain Porter. The dregs is just a series of miserable wailings and people asking for non-existent medics and water. It seems like most of the upper crust have locked themselves inside, barricaded themselves with their few possessions. Not that there's more than a handful of them now at any rate. Azzy is currently convalescing in the shipwreck Surprise. Very badly beaten still, but trying as best as she can to regain some semblance of order. No sign
Lucius,
of...
you need to tend to Jonas. He's very hurt.
You might want to pop that rib back in and then give him some of that old water mojo.
Yeah.
Might want to clean out the
take a
eel
look.
jelly.
I
The
walk
leg
over
too,
to Joan.
Could take it off if we're
Wait.
done.
I freeze up my hands. I do the old this deal. Actually, no, you gave me no adventure cards. I can't do shit. I was gonna cheat. I got anything good? Nope.
You just
Um,
try to chop his leg off with your ice hands.
Yeah, something needs to be done
Yeah,
about
no.
that leg. It's pretty shriveled.
Yes. What happened to your leg? Oh my god, that is disgusting. That
It's
is
the poison
gross.
blade.
It's better not to ask. It was bad.
I'm gonna attempt to heal one of his wounds through
Yeah,
normal
just a
means.
standard
Wrapping
every
it
day.
up.
Yep.
Yeah.
Right. Just cutting off a bit of his filthy, bloody shirt and just bandaging it. There you go. Holy shit, that's one.
Due to the poison, I feel I cannot help you much more. But if it were not for the poison, I'm sure I could have healed all of you.
Right, mystical
Maybe,
poison, honestly, yeah.
Of course,
Clearly.
of course. Well, if you would just hold him down, I've been waiting for there to be more than one set of hands, so to speak.
Hey, I mean, if you
hope
want
we
to cut
can.
it off, Jonas can't. He's not in a position to argue.
Are you going to forcefully sever Jonas'
shriveled
leg right
leg?
now, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Well, if it's shriveled,
shriveled,
there's no like
useless.
juice in it. It's
Yeah, no, it dead. It's
Is
already
it
a
just
peg
like
leg.
a little dangle?
Yeah.
It's like dangling. It's just bone on ground when he walks.
Yeah,
I
pretty
imagine
much,
it's
yeah.
all like gangrenous and like.
It's like a mummy foot.
yeah. So we're gonna take it off below the.
Too bad I
knee
didn't have
for the-
real healing. I could have healed it for real.
All right.
Wait. Give me a drink or something.
Just take it. Take it.
Can you feel this? As I like wrap my tentacles around his shriveled parts.
Yes.
Wait, what? Around his what?
And,
Shriveled
well,
parts.
because when he gets
What are
that
we talking
feeling,
about?
I've seen
Which-
enough
which
hentai to
leg?
know where
Which-
this is going.
Which leg? Which leg?
The shriveled
talking-
leg.
He wrapped his tentacles around his shriveled parts.
Shriveled part.
Yeah.
Okay.
They're about the same size now.
All right, who's holding him down?
I'll be helping.
Who's taking the lead on holding him down?
I just cast ice trap on him and he can't move at all.
Oh shit!
That
All
and the
right,
ice will-
all right, give
and
me-
the ice will help numb.
Give me
Yeah,
give me your ice trap. That's
Don't crit that
disgusting.
one.
That's pretty good.
He won't move now.
All right, and with that, I can guide the blade without having to worry about cutting off the fresh meat,
Yeah.
and just.
Oh wow, that was a raise too. So
Yeah.
I don't. Nope.
That's it.
One.
Mm-hmm.
On
Oh, it's
on
a
a
coup de
jet-
grace. He can't move.
It's coup de-
Like,
yeah, so
he's
just cut off
got
his
no
leg.
choice. Yeah.
Yeah. So wherever the shriveled bit is, if it's a below the knee or above the knee amputation, try and get that off, and then we'll go in there with some knives to like debride the
Yeah.
other necrotized tissue.
I
Yeah.
think
and-
Jonas, in the midst of all this, before he turns to ice, would have at least tried to grab like a piece of wood or like a leather or something.
You
to, like,
literally
try to-
have it like almost to your mouth to bite down on when they freeze you. Yeah. So the I mean, you're feeling your leg get cut off. The fluid that comes out at first is a thick black ichor, but then it starts to flow bright red like arterial blood. We will have to do something now to staunch the blood flow from Captain Porter. He's in a bad state despite being healed of a single wound, and we have just severed and removed all the necrotized flesh. Yeah. So, what is the plan to stop this arterial bleed?
We're gonna cauterize this
We're
wound.
gonna put a tourniquet on first.
Nobody described a tourniquet in this process at all. You froze him so he couldn't move, and then you cut his leg off. That's exactly what I heard. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
So
We're gonna just cauterize the stumpy bit. We're gonna
By the way,
Stop blood flow.
I'm playing this. By the way, I forgot. I meant
Oh,
to play
shit.
this.
All right,
Not
let's see.
everything else.
what's happening here? What's the adventure card? Folk here. The legend of Stumpy Jonas is born tonight, guys. Yeah.
Mm.
So yeah, it turns out despite the crazy barbarism that I had written for Azzy Angsley to kind of reject you guys as the saviors of the town, she's gonna be kosher with it.
Yeah, that's good for her.
Yeah, good for her.
I grab my set of manacles.
Maybe they could send a doctor or something to help us.
So I have manacles in my inventory. I'm gonna clamp down on the thigh or the low, like whatever. I don't know where the thing is, but
Yeah.
clamp down the leg. And because they're meant for lower bits, they're gonna squeeze the
Mhm.
flesh and tourniquet it until we can get, hopefully tourniquet it until we can get the wound cauterized or.
Why don't you give me a medicine roll, friend?
Oof. We're gonna.
And I mean, human anatomy. Give me a medicine roll to -1.
It doesn't matter. To
Oh,
me,
it's no. You clamp this shit down on his thigh, and despite the fact that he is near frozen solid, you can see the tears of agony well and then crystallize in the corner of his eyes. Not really helping, no.
Glute, bring me a
Eels?
hot
He opens up the tent and he sees his boss, his friend, his captain, his confidant, his savior, frozen solid on the ground. You have severed his leg, the bit that is severed. Now, he wasn't made aware, oh, he's wounded, I'll put yields on it, right? Now, this desiccated little stump leg hanging out there, right? Blood rushing out of this. He is, like, shocked. In fact, you know what? Glute is gonna have to...
I am a little surprised that the blood is rushing out of this frozen person. Just a little bit.
He's not frozen, he's just cold still.
Well, if it's cold...
I attempt to assist.
Yeah.
Bill don't know what... No, Bill don't know this.
Custom critters.
Although if folks in the audience want to get us some adventure cards, we can just end this nonsense with the right one.
Lucius Drake, yeah, I mean, if you want to start digging around in there, you could probably clamp off the artery. He had a buddy when you were younger that got shot in the leg, started to bleed out. How are you going to go about that, though? And, I mean, there is the issue of, even if you manage to clamp that off, we're still going to have to seal this wound somehow, right? And we dragged him through the piss and shit-filled, mud column leading up to the dregs here with his open wounds, his exposed rib, all that. And now we've severed his legs in not what I would describe as a surgical ward.
Take out my dagger.
Mm-hmm.
Hopefully there's a fire nearby. I heat it up as much as possible.
Yeah, there's a fire out front. Let me see how Glute handles all this. Oh, only just. He manages to... How can I be of assistance?
Give him something to bite on. This might...
I don't even have time for a pun, sir. Yes, he says, and he finds a leather strap and kind of shoves it in his still open mouth.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, Jonas is biting hard.
In his mouth. Put something in his mouth quickly, and then
I'll start boiling some eels, and he rushes out.
The red hot piece of steel against his open wound.
Yeah.
Rambo style.
Yeah, sizzles and crackles. Again, the tears now are starting to form these little stacks of ice in the corner of his eyes. And you managed to cauterize the wound. I mean, this is practically, it's a good thing you're acing these healing rolls. Like, this is just, as he's bleeding still. All right, heat it up again. We'll get this, right? In this tent with no floor, right?
After all that, we crit fail and he dies.
Right? Yeah, no shit.
Oh, man.
You have managed to somehow stabilize Captain Porter and cauterize the wound. He is no longer bleeding. Still very frozen in place. Probably not very pleased. And it's at this moment that Fenfamir and Mongrel show up. Mongrel has clearly been through the ringer, and that he is now missing the same eye that Captain Porter is, and has a large gash running across his face. He looks down, gets immediately upset when he sees Captain Porter, and then sees Captain Porter's leg, and grabs it and starts gnawing on it.
Yeah. I go over to the tusk, and I remember seeing him crafting a little bit earlier when we first got here, and I hand it to Mongrel, and in the first time ever speaking to this creature,
fashion this into a peg leg for Jonas.
I got you, Haas. He says, and immediately starts gnawing on the end of it.
It'll have to do.
Excellent, excellent. Fashioning a peg leg for Captain Porter out of the tusk of Indominus, the legendary Grail gladiator that Captain Porter fell when wearing this peg leg and explaining to people that he's in fact that one-eyed Jonas. That's another +2 to his intimidation roll, so that brings him up to like a +4. He is a hideous, tiny little man that seems like he should have been broken over and over again. It's just a litany of scars and wounds that's still like, the fuck you say? Like, it's just more and more. I can't wait. I got to redraw Porter with a big old beard. It's gonna be gross.
Also, Mongrel, that shriveled leg you just ate was just filled with the deadliest poison you've ever seen in your entire life. And I can't believe that you just gobbled it down like an afternoon delight.
Yeah, so
That took balls.
it turns out that the poison is crafted from a jellyfish that is near the flumes that they happen to dine on frequently enough to have, of course, a naturally acquired immunity due to their long-term repeat exposure.
Yeah, that explains it.
I believe it's called the ham
I like
door.
it. I like it.
Because it's very broad like a door, but it looks like ham.
Well, that's why he gobbled it down, is because it was like a delicacy.
Right, yeah, he was like, oh, this reminds me of home. And to be fair, he's only made he made it like a few bites in before you distracted him with the craft of peg leg. So, I mean, there's still some Jonas leg he's saving for later. But we have this resolved, guys, and Fenflamir's like, this is beyond me. I can mend a boat and command the earth, but I cannot fix this. Are you not attuned with the water elements? Have you not applied a magical remedy? You could solve this man's suffering.
Lucius did.
That poison was entirely too much for me. Fortunately, I tried.
The
let's
poison that I gave Jonas was not of a magical nature.
Something, it must have been tampered with, obviously. But we should probably get moving. I think it's time to probably move on here.
I agree. I believe that Azzy's forces have taken the town and that we might be safe to rest here. By the fire.
Stay a while.
Yeah.
I agree. Let's all get some rest. Better rest than maybe.
We can't very well leave without Jonas being in some condition to sail.
So,
exactly.
With that in mind, we're gonna fast forward the timeline 2 weeks of Captain Porter's convalescence. Right, past that golden hour, he got all the natural healing he was gonna get, and I, being a kind and benevolent god, am just going to assume that he was successful on both of his healing rolls. Right? Oh yeah, excuse me, the totally magical healing that had transpired. Right, but Azzy has indeed taken back over the town and restored some semblance of normalcy. There is still, of course, a faction that didn't mind that Haluan was in because he was greasing their pockets, that give you bitter stares as they pass you in the streets, but nobody can really take, they have no muscle to back it up anymore, and certainly, what do you do against One-Eyed Jonas, who, after about 9 days, finally starts to learn how to hobble around on his Indominus tusk peg leg, and in this time, right, we have had some time to reflect, right? Like, Captain Porter, how do you feel about them having severed your leg and then having Mongrel gnawed 3 spikes onto the wide end of the tusk to insert them into the fleshy bit of your leg and then have them,
peg leg Porter.
I think that at first it was a bit much to handle. But because in the moment he wasn't really thinking right. I imagine there's a lot of feverish.
Yeah, probably not lucid. Yeah.
Yeah. But I think that it doesn't affect him too horribly because he's the part of the reason. I mean, in addition to having wanting to fulfill his honor or his word or whatever. But part of the reason he took the Indominus fight is he doesn't value his life too highly, and so I think that he just views this as like another step down into a descent from in his mind, he viewed it as almost inevitable, like becoming what he once hated, and he's just going to keep going.
Excellent. That's fair. That is fair. That totally tracks along with what would happen. Cartoonist, what do you think about being waylaid here for 2 weeks while this guy convalesces? Having gone against your advice to fight the dude in the first place, and, this and that.
The world is drowned. The world will always be drowned. The hags live. The hags lived 2 weeks ago. Nothing has changed. 1 day or 20, it matters not. Where we are going is always where we will have been going. We will leave when we can, and we will get to where we are going when we can. But nothing will stand in my way.
So like that.
Yeah, fair. Yeah, that's, I guess that passes. I mean, if I had to, I guess that's like an in-character characterization, a first person with the voice acting and all that, exactly what I was looking for. It might have been it. Yeah, might have been there. Lucius, 2 weeks is a long time in this, one tavern town, You have managed to spread the word about how you killed Indominus, though.
Yes, my prowess is pretty intense. What I've really been doing is figuring out this old healing thing. How I could learn how to possibly heal for real.
Eel for real. Garen Glue can help you with that. Real. He has tons of eels.
Right, eel.
Eel, yeah. Eel for real.
Put my healing powers to use for real.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's spending all his time trying to work out how does he actually heal instead of fake. It's getting a little too close for comfort. His line's getting a little too in depth, and he's like, "There's got to be a way where so he's practicing, around the city and trying to heal people, and he's been working on that.
Yeah, excellent.
That's what he's been doing these 2 weeks.
Bill, it took a full week for your mouth to get normal.
Oh, thank God.
All right.
It was one of the easiest voices I had to work with.
That's true, yeah.
No, Bill is absolutely just staring out to sea a lot of the time, wanting and just bugging the hell out of the cartoonist. Just, Captain, when we going back out? And when he's not bugging the captain, he's trying to spar with him because he notices the counterattack that he does with the fencing and the parries, and he's wanting to learn that so bad.
How much do you indulge him, considering you fight with a completely alien weapon and sword fighting style?
Well, I mean, I would definitely want my crew member to be more useful. Mm-hmm. So especially I would prefer him to learn how to get to the close fighting, but if he wants to do counterattacking, I'll indulge counterattacking, striking at him and seeing what he can do to put his sword into an advantageous position after the blow is struck so that he could easily strike back. I don't know how proficient he'll become, but he's not a bad student.
It's one of those, I'm very fluid. Bill is a very fluid fencer. So to hit him is hard, and then he just stabs with a little rapier, just getting the sticks in. That's what he's wanting to master.
Also, they're my crew, and I'm really greedy about my crew.
Right.
And if they're going to be worth something because they're mine, they're going to be worth something.
Yeah, why the hell not? Yeah, you definitely. Yeah. It is after everybody is fully healed and feeling confident on their peg leg, and starting to get on that counterattack that Fenflamir fills you in on the next leg of the exposition. In this time, Your crew has had time to mount the figurehead, which is a pretty nondescript, it's your mermaid. Like, okay, that's great. It's a mermaid. Interestingly, when you got on your ship for the first time, with the wooden statuette there, Coratunis, there was a bit of a storm just out to sea, right? Your ship was tied up, rocking in port, right? You swear the little statuette moved. Just out the corner of your eye, it's a little 2-foot tall wooden figure of like a captain. You swear that wasn't its hand held across its chest now, and now it's down at its side? That's the... Yeah, but no other indication of anything bizarre with that. And Fenfilmir says, so the next step before we can take the gullet is to find our ally. His name is Angus McBride. And those of you, common knowledge, Earth, if you would have read the newspapers, go ahead and hit me with common knowledge.
Oh boy. Never heard of this clown.
That Angus McBride.
Oh, that is weird that Coratunis would know about Angus. So, he was a big game hunter in Africa. Rumor has it he was prowling the coast of the Dark Continent in 1804 when his skiff sailed into a mist, lured by the sound of what we know to be the Maiden. He arrived at the Devil's Cross with nothing more than his rifle and a small group of Egyptian bearers. He fought his way out against incredible odds. His companions sadly did not make it, as they were simply placeholder elements in his story. 3 weeks after arriving in Charybdis, it's said that a Spanish galleon found him clinging to a piece of driftwood at the very edge of the flotsam sea. It said that it did not take long for Angus to recover. A month later, he made his way to the East India Trading Company and proposed an expedition into the most wild, dark reaches of the foul continent of Torith-Ka. He says, pausing for dramatic emphasis because, Torith-Ka. Right? Somehow, Angus managed to talk Bruno Baltimus and Edward Lazenby into financing such an expedition. Coratunis, go ahead and give me the common knowledge. Also, yeah, fuck it. Bill Harper, you too. Bruno Baltimus is the son of the man that founded Baltimus, and they're fleeing from the Kirin Empire when their capital city started to sink. So, his son is the person that runs the thing currently. He's known for being a bit of a Garen Glute in the Eyes Wide Shut department, and also a bit of largesse with the spending of his dead pappy's cash. He runs the biggest human city, period. So, and Edward Lazenby runs the East India Trading Company. He's the head of that. 6 months afterwards, he found himself scouting the coast of Torith-Ka. The first landing was a disaster. They were set upon by a massive ape, and it destroyed most of his crew, and nearly got one of his 3 ships as well. They made their escape, and were nearly destroyed by a shark as big as a whale, it's said. One of the Ugak's walking gods, Jinkatan. The Great Fin, he says, once again pausing for dramatic impact. In order to find our way to his campsite, we will have to reckon with this beast, I am afraid, as it's said to patrol the waters as a magical guardian, preventing further ingress. His colony is now in a place that the Ugak call Kulumet, a great chasm on the eastern coast. It's said that they've set up a town called Victoria there, of all things, and he has, now been missing for quite some time, along with some of his crew. He went after them after they were seized upon by a raiding party of the Red Men, and it has been weeks since we have last heard. We will need to find our way there and find what has happened to him. He has knowledge of a weapon that could aid us in our quest, specifically against Redbeard Rufus.
Yeah.
The invulnerable Redbeard Rufus.
For real this time.
For reals though. The for real invulnerable Redbeard Rufus, yeah.
How long of a journey do you believe this would take us from here on the K?
Well, let's take a gander. Da, 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 da. The K is currently on Perk and Victoria is all the way over there. 19 pegs travel. 2 pegs a day average. Not bad. Yeah.
With Zephyr.
Yeah, with Zephyr. Yeah, and your boating skills. Probably not that bad at all. Redbeard Rufus is, yes, normally invulnerable. With the exception of this one time where they had an adventure card.
And the greatest fire mage
and the greatest fire mage that ever lived in Charybdis, albeit briefly, yes.
Hey man, the brightest flames burn shortest.
That's right. A candle at both ends, man. But yeah, you have done Azzy a tremendous favor. And whenever you are in town again and she has the resources, she will provision your vessel for a week's travel for free.
Well, this time we shall pay. Because we will need some provision.
Well, I mean, she's offering you a week's provisions for
Oh,
free.
they said the next time we were in town.
Well, yeah, I mean this time and the next, anytime you're in town. Anytime you pass through Azzy's K, you get a week of provisions for whatever. If you're in a man of war and you're trying to feed 300 people, you get a week's provisions for that.
Okay.
She'll feed your people now. And in addition, she is going to give you Mary Cricket to stay on your crew, a competent swordsman with some no small skills in deception. Right? And she is going to offer her services in the final battle against the Sea Hags, bringing all the firepower that Azzy K manages to accrue, once again, as a home for wayward women. If you bring lady folk here that are looking for refuge from the world, right? She'll take them in with open arms. She'll train them up a career. She'll get them on a crew. So the original goal of Azzy's K has been reestablished. And now I have to go back into the map and rename it Azzy's K and make it all less grim.
Well, in the high red, this Azzy K still.
Huh?
Yeah, the one that you just shared.
Well, yeah, that's the
So
main.
should
I haven't altered the main Charybdis map. No, it's only renamed Brigand's K in the close-up K maps.
We should set out on as soon as possible for Torithka, Victoria.
Yeah.
If anybody wants to buy anything here on the K.
Jonas is pretty satisfied with the way all that turned out. So, obviously before
examined the medallion that the Grail carved out of his abdomen and handed to you as a dying gesture?
Yes, absolutely. I mean, as a player, I didn't mention it, but I think Jonas, during his recovery, doesn't really have anything else to do. Might as well take a look at this object that he's been carrying around.
It is very crudely cast, and not gold at all, but gold-colored tin. Looks hand-forged, and there are some runes carved into the front of it that you do not understand even remotely. It looks like chicken scratch, you know? There's almost a pattern, but...
Whenever I see Flenfamir again, I would ask him if he's ever seen anything like that before.
I believe that is an Arfk heritage stone. Grail warriors used to go on long ritualistic hunts to prove their prowess before the world was flooded. Each one of them, upon ascending to the age of warrior, would take their family plate and have it embedded in them to be brought back home as a symbol of their trials and accomplishments. As the person that slew him, he saw it as your duty to inform his people of his fate. And you will not be seen as an enemy there, for the greater warrior won the day.
Well, I'm not quite sure that I'm ready to go tromping into a hive of Grail, but that's good to know.
It should be said that
Perhaps...
you guys will freeze to death in Arfk without special Arctic provision. It is like Antarctica. It is straight up inhospitable.
Luke just freeze to death.
Right, yeah.
It's funny.
I missed that was like the top of the world.
Yeah, Arfk is all the way up there, yeah. There's only one settlement there, Kaha.
Well, I think Jonas will definitely, keep that in the back of his mind. Maybe after all this is over, it can be a little, side quest to just for self-fulfillment. I don't know. He's given up on the idea of going back to Earth, so
right.
Maybe that's something else to...
It would be interesting to see how the family of the most famous Grail to ever live would greet the man that killed him in face-to-face combat,
Especially since he's just a regular old
right, one-legged. Was this your husband's tooth? My bad. Yeah. No,
I've been using it as a leg.
Right, yeah, that's fun. But with that, they are going to set sail into the turquoise water, and we are going to spend this last 5 minutes of the show to level up, guys. And for the first time ever, we're going to have this process transpire on camera. I think most people have a pretty good idea what's happening here. So leveling up in Savage Worlds happens differently than in Dungeons & Dragons. It's not an XP or really milestone-based, unless you want it to be milestone-based. It's a little looser form than that. They generally recommend for long sessions like this that you let your players level up every 3 sessions. But if you're running, shorter, 3-episode arcs, they can level up every session. They can level up every 2 sessions. I think 3 sessions is nice. It gives people time to sit on their abilities and move forward. And when you're leveling up, right, you can select a lot of things to do, right? Once every rank, which confusingly isn't their actual numerical level, but in fact, the different ranks. There's novice, there's veteran, there's heroic, right? Seasoned. There are all these different ranks they go through. They can get an attribute point. They can spend a level up raising an attribute point, 1 point, agility, smart, spirit, strength, vigor, right? Or, at any level up, they can take 2 skill points and spend them just like they would at character creation, right? Where they can raise any skill up to its governing attribute, or 1 skill, 1 point above its governing attribute, as that costs 2 skill points, right? Or, what everybody really does here, honestly, is they get edges. Because edges are really, they're the meat and potatoes, right? You can also buy off hindrances, but hindrances really add roleplay flavor. It's the edges that make me, cringe when I'm like, all right, how do I make this just lethal enough to circumvent? I know he has this, and he has that and that, but you can't lean too far into it. It's like, edges are wonderful. They're really, I can't believe that every other roleplay system doesn't have some take on edges and hindrances. Feats kind of cover it, right? But the fact that you only get them at set levels, right, and there are feats for the classes, this is way more freeform. They can take any edge they qualify for, which is generally just you have to be a certain rank and have if you're going to be fleet-footed, you have to have a D8 agility already. It's real simple requisites for a lot of stuff. And they have edges that build on edges, right? Where you can get a trademark weapon, right? And then you can get improved trademark weapon on top of that, or dodge, or improved dodge on top of that. So you can really start to hyper-specialize as you work your way up through the ranks. But what are people thinking right now? Who's doing what?
Heal, new power, edge, and then healing and something else.
New power, edge, healing? And do you get 2 powers for the new power edge?
Yeah.
My God, that is disgusting.
It's a Suede update. That didn't used to happen.
Oh, that's why it doesn't happen in Hell on Earth. All right, I got you. Or Deadlands from that. We're swexing both of them still, because we're antiquated.
Yeah. For Jonas, I'm trying to choose between two things. I already think I know what I'm going to do though. So Jonas has the edge hard to kill, which reading here in the Suede book, basically, normally you have to apply your wound penalties whenever you are bleeding out,
Right.
which is like whenever you roll to see the result on your bleeding out table. So like you would be rolling at a -3 essentially. Hard to kill ignores that. Harder to kill basically basically means that whenever you die, you roll a single die. And if it's an odd result, you're dead like normal. But if it's an even result, you somehow are still alive. It doesn't matter like how bad you got hit or what happened to you, you're still alive.
Your brains can be on the sidewalk, smushed out of your nose, and you shove them back in and go, well, that sucked.
Yeah, basically. And I think I'm going to go for harder to kill.
I agree. At this point, aren't you harder to kill? I mean, remember to pick up the slow hindrance, too, if you haven't already. Slow mode.
Oh, yeah, I applied that already.
Excellent. Harder to kill. Cartoonist, what are you doing, bud?
I'll be improving my my trademark weapon. So it'll be a +2 fighting, +2 to parry. So I should have 13 parry.
Don't even say it to me. Don't.
It's not reflected in the Rive stats though, but it is.
I've just got to shoot you all the time. Just everybody's gonna have like anti-squid guns that do +2 to Kraken. That's just 13 parry, ladies and gentlemen. It's just so gross. He does have trademark weapon because he picked up Kraken in 50 Fathoms. Right, they can start if they have no magic powers. Right, they get to pick from the edge set that allowed him access to the ancient bone weapon, and this and that, which gives him trademark weapon out the gate. So he does have trademark weapon. All right, he's getting improved trademark on top of it. But good call. You can't just buy like improved sweep right out the gate. You need the base version to work your way up to it, which is what makes him special.
Yeah.
What about you, Bill Harbor?
I'm pretty sure I'm either going to stick with the counterattack or first strike. I'm also looking at powers.
Wind is pretty limited on the power tips until you jump another level, I feel like. But
like there's Havoc, which
Havoc's neat, though.
Havoc is fun. But I couldn't really find anything else that I really wanted.
That being said, you've been doing pretty good with that rapier. You already have improved trademark weapon. That makes sense to lean into that.
Could you not take counterattack now?
I mean, I can take counterattack or first strike.
That's up to you.
And they're kind of both the same thing. Counterattack is the way I like to play Bill is running from one end of the thing to the other, not really caring about the opportunity attacks. But if they try it and miss, that's on them. So that's why I think I'm going to stick with counterattack. Bill is all about the fencing.
Yeah, counterattack is wonderful. He can I move this window, Fantasy Grounds? There you go. Thanks, bud. Instant punish. Anytime somebody makes it, he gets a free attack against a failed attack once a round. Improved counterattack, that all of a sudden it gets really ridiculous. But the difference between that and first strike is when anybody moves in to attack him once around, he can attack them first. Just out of turn order. Just go, no, you don't, and bop them. Also very useful. Both of those are...
Chef had that.
Yeah.
Chef had it in right towards the end, and it was like out of control.
I think, honestly,
So you played with it. What happened more? You getting swung at and missed, or actual them just getting into your...
Well, now that depends on your derived stat, though, too, right? You have a parry at 7, so they're going to miss you a lot. But once per turn, somebody's going to be in your melee range, and you're going to get to bop them for free.
Yep. Unless they have reach.
Unless they have reach. They can stand one square out of you and poke you with spears, but... And we are going to Arfk, which is kind of noted for its spears and people's eyeballs, if we recall Jonas Porter's backstory here a little. Yeah,
So
they all got
close
spears.
fighting wouldn't be a bad thing.
Nah, I think I'm going to stick with counterattack. I plan on not being hit.
Fantastic. So we have the magical healing we always had the whole time. And then we got counterattack. We have improved trademark weapon. And oh shit, I forgot Captain Porter's. What did you do again, Captain Porter?
Harder to kill.
Harder to kill, that's right. Which means that literally, even if I kill him, he rolls a die and it comes up even. And no, I didn't. I squished his brains out, but they're going to get back in there. He's the T-1000. At some point, he's just going to be a torso. He's going to be like, it's just a flesh wound. Like, seriously, they're going to carry him around in a baby Bjorn. And then he's going to scowl at people for his plus 40 intimidation or whatever. But that is the level up, and that concludes our show, which means next week we're going to kick off with the first sailing session with the new crew, see how Coratunis handles the helm, and we are going to fight a magically blood demon summoned megalodon that the Ugak refer to as the walking god Jinkatan. So that's fun. That's nothing. That's nothing worth worrying about. That'll be entertaining. And then, of course, an expedition into the deepest, darkest of Arfk proper to find Angus McBride, I presume, who wears a pith helmet and has a bushy-ass mustache. If that wasn't already in your... I mean, his name is Angus McBride. What color's the mustache? It's red. Right? We already know. I mean, we know what he looks like. We know what he sounds like. Just get ready for that, because it's not like there aren't enough big characters in this particular endeavor. Stocked with jelly eels and the provisions of brigands. Azzy's K. They sail off into the sunset. Thank you for watching, everybody. We really appreciate you. We can't do this without your support, and your support includes things like your eyeballs and your sharing of the show. Word of mouth means everything to it. It keeps us alive and vigorous. Stay tuned tomorrow for Weird West Deadlands. Honestly, I'm going to try and bring a little emotional resonance into the show tomorrow. I know I generally keep things kind of goofy and wacky, but I'm trying for a more somber plot point. So we'll see how that pans out. It's going to be a bunch of people just like staring off into the distance, while the theme song from the OC plays. It's, oh God, I'm dating myself there, aren't I? Jesus, when was the OC? Let's not talk about it. But, and then of course Friday night, Deadlands, Hell on Earth, Post-Apocalypse, Fallout meets Eyes Wide Shut meets Mad Max. You'll love it. If you love this, you'll love that. But from the League of Gentlemen Explorers to yourselves, may your dice always roll hot. Thanks for watching, guys. We love you.